Phat Airlines takes the stage, war, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so fly. Phat Airlines soar in the skies, streaming the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. From tarmac dreams to handles tight, every touchdown a perfect flight. He's a runway king, streak out the fog. Game so smooth, they call it airlocked. Phat Airlines, soaring the skies, streaming the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust in Phat Airlines we trust. Pin the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation. Friends like skyrocket, engine scream. Phat Airlines living in a stream. Takes the stage with fair lore, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so ho. And growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust. In Phat Airlines we trust. Ping the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation. Friends like skyrocket, engine scream. Phat Airlines living in a stream.
Yo, what's up everybody? This is Jeremy with Phat Airlines, and it is nice to be here this Saturday. Happy Easter to all you guys. Thank you for all the nice wishes. That's very nice of you guys. I really appreciate that. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna be here in LHR today, and we're also gonna talk about some of you guys' World of Airport suggestions that you guys shared. And we will talk about World of Airports 3.0. You know, we're gonna play some LHR. We are level 74 at LHR. By the way, I don't know if I told some of you guys, but on my Phat Airlines account, which is my free-to-play account, we actually reached level 81 a few days ago. So we unlocked Sydney. I was thinking about doing like a brand new Sydney airport stream today. But I think I might save that for another day, because I feel like we're going to unlock Sydney pretty soon on this account. I feel like it's just going to be like back-to-back Sydney. It might be a little boring. But all right, let's see what here. We got some contract requests. We got a special event contract, and then we got some contracts over here. So as you guys may or may not know, so I don't know why I said as you may not know. Anyways, when it comes to this Phat Empire account, we're playing Phat Empire. Phat Empire is my stream only account, and on my stream only account, you do have to redeem contracts. Now, unfortunately, the new World of Airports 3.0 doesn't really make it easy for me to understand which ones are a renewal and which ones are brand new requests. So we'll have to take a look. Yo, Freeze Man, thank you for 15 months, bro. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Very nice to see you. Thank you for that support, bro. So I'm gonna have to probably keep track of call signs or something, so that way I know which ones are renewals and which ones are not. But I guess it's everybody's lucky day. I'm just gonna accept them all. I got 40 more contract capacities, so we'll just accept them all, and I'll just have to keep track of call signs going forward. But yeah, on this account, you do have to redeem the contract. So if you want to contract with me or you want to send me a plane onto this stream account, you do have to buy that contract using your Twitch coins, your Phat Coins, which you get on Twitch only. So we're streaming on YouTube and on Twitch live, so you can pick whatever platform. If you guys don't follow me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, because I would love to go live on Facebook too. I think I need 100 followers on Facebook. Phat Airlines on Facebook, so that would be appreciated too. But you don't have to do that, but it would be nice if you did. So last week we talked about the ATC, the tower managers, and today we're going to talk about your World of Airports suggestions. So we're going to look at the World of Airports forum. We're going to look at the Phat Airlines Discord. We are going to look at where else? The World of Airports Discord, and we're going to see what kind of suggestions the community has for World of Airports. But all right, we're going to take a look at you guys' chats. Thank you for being here again, guys. And Voitando, thanks for being first, bro. TJ the Greatest is here. We got Jeremiah Mulcare. We got Firm here. We got Paulo MMDF. Hammy's here. What's up, Hammy? Philippine Semantics here. Happy Easter to you too, ASB Mix VR. Miguel's here. What's up, bro? Bro Channels is installing ad blockers. RIP. Since when did Phat have his own song? Since 3.0. Your first stream in 2 months. Nice. Welcome back, bro. Let's see. Hockey Fan is here. Fleeting Negligence is here. Who else? Jeremiah Mulcare wants gold planes. That's great, man. I think we all want gold planes, and that's why we play World of Airports. We try to get those silver planes, so that way we can turn them into gold planes. That's our number one objective every single week. Is to turn. We want to turn these silver planes. I only have 594 right now, but my number one objective every single week is to turn those silver planes. To get 10,000 silver planes every week to turn them into gold planes. 10 gold planes every week should be the first goal. The second goal is 17 gold planes per week, which is the max, but I'm pretty sure you can do it. You just got to play some World of Airports. What's up, Mike? Shady Ammo's here. What's up, bro? Special Dancers here. What's up, dude? Zyrox, Bren Bro, Educate Learn, Freeze Man. I still have Sydney locked on Phat Airlines. Yes, I do. I think, well, I hit this. So on Phat Airlines, my free-to-play account, I did hit this claim button, but I haven't even opened up the Sydney airport. I literally just I think what happened was I unlocked it, and I just kept playing LHR, and I forgot to even do anything about Sydney. Yo, Sammy, what's up, bro? Thank you for 3 months. What about me, man? What about you? You canceled one of my contracts we had ages ago. I wasn't sure why, but I sent it daily. Are you talking to me, Varku? I don't typically cancel contracts. Every once in a while, my son, my child, he's 2 years old. He'll want to sit on my lap and play on my iPad. So maybe that's what happened. I only saw him cancel one contract. I don't think it was yours, but I don't typically cancel contracts. I did cancel an A380 because I had the Boeing livery, because I did buy the Airbus pack, and I redeemed the A380 at my GRU, And I told everybody who signed up for this giveaway that this A388, like, not only is it at an airport that I'm actively playing and leveling up, but it's also like a very limited livery, right? Everybody right now can only have one of these planes anywhere in their game. So, I mean, in another like 30 days, we might have more out there, right? Because people can buy this pack every 30 days, but you only can redeem this once at any airport of your choosing, right? So I redeemed it at GRU. That person took a long time. I don't think it was you, man, but I'm still telling the story because you know, the first 4 handlings were super fast, all on point, and then I didn't see my plane for a week. So I was like, nope, gotta cancel. And I hate canceling contracts. I don't cancel contracts. That's not what I like to do. I don't want to do that. I want people to play, you know, play when you want to play. But when it's a special plane like this limited edition Airbus, or sometimes even a Concorde sometimes, or if it's in an airport that I'm actively like playing and trying to level up, then it might be a problem. But yeah, I don't think, not something I would do to you, man. I don't think so. What's up, Made to Move? Nice to see you. Freezeman said, doing good. Hope you and the family are good. Thank you, sir. We're doing great. You know, got a busy day today. Well, my mom is here today watching the baby, which is nice. I always appreciate her helping out, and I mean, helping watch the kid. So that's really nice. Gives me, it puts me at ease because I don't have to worry about him while I'm streaming, right? And then also it lets my wife rest for a little bit too, because you know, we all need our rest. So that's nice. And then, you know, later today we're gonna be spending time with my in-laws, so that's gonna be fun too. So we will have a busy day today. Tomorrow is just Easter Sunday, you know, Resurrection Sunday, as I call it. And tomorrow's plan is just to go to church. I wanted to go to Costco, but Costco is closed. So no Costco tomorrow. I might have to go to Costco today, but I might be a madhouse. It's kind of interesting. Well, anyways, I won't go into a Costco rant. But yeah, we'll have to see. Thank you, man. Monica, good evening to you. Good afternoon from me. Blob King is here. What's up, Blob King? Armando is here. What's up, dude? Magis guys, nice to see you, dude. Magis, thank you for all your planes, bro. I've been seeing them. Who we got here? We got Shady Yamo. I think this might be a renewal. I don't remember. It's been a long time since we've seen you, Shady Yamo. How you been, bro? Let's see. GRU woke you from your slumber, and then you're just gonna go right back to sleep once you max it out. Did you even max out Blood Channels? Did you even max out MSY? I feel like you didn't. I feel like you just bought GRU. Yo, what's up, Duck? Oh, you're saving up for that S-Plane contract? Nice, Yamo. I see your message. I'm like 5 minutes behind in chat. I literally try to read all of your messages. I still miss some because like I'm 5 minutes behind, and I want to try to be live. I don't want to be like, you know, 5 minutes behind, because some of you guys are responding to me. Like I ask you guys questions right now. For example, I'm talking to you right now, and you guys are responding to me, and then I'm responding back 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go back to that conversation. So I'm trying to be quick. 10 gold planes? Yeah, man. Shout out to Voitando. I shouted him out, man. I don't know. He must have his stream on mute or something. He must have his stream on mute. Blood Channels did max MSY. Oh, I caught up to chat. I feel like, what the heck? There's no way I caught up to chat that fast. I guess I did. You subbed at the start, did you? Oh, you did 5 minutes ago. Yo, Voitando, thank you for 25 months, bro. You must have done that. Did you do that during the countdown? Because I don't really pay attention during the countdown, man. I'm jamming out to the Phat Airlines jam, you know? You guys know about the Phat Airlines, you know? Living in a stream, is that what the words say? Mike's on vacation. Mike, how's your vacation, bro? For 2 weeks. You actually went to MSY. I saw that picture, bro. That was really nice. That's one of my goals. I want to be able to go to every single one of the airports that are in World of Airports in real life. I've been to IAD kind of by accident, but I've been there. So that was nice. That was a cool experience. But that also, you know, visiting IAD kind of made me realize I need to, like, if I'm going to do this plan of visiting all the World of Airports in real life, then I need to plan ahead. I need to like get a window seat so I can like see the airport from the plane's point of view. I might want to get like a couple of layovers, you know, something like that. You know, that way I can spend some time in the airport. Maybe no layovers. I don't know. But I got to do some planning. That way I also know what stand am I going to be like parked at, right? Because I don't want to be on a remote stand. I want to be in the main terminal probably. So yeah, that whole situation did open my eyes, which is nice for you guys, because when eventually I do a vlog on that, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool one. Oh, and then I need to bring somebody else with me, so because that's gonna be impossible for me to film by myself. So yeah, we'll have to see. You're using your hotspot to play games while watching the stream. Nice. I need to turn into the Costco guys? Uh-oh, no. Barbecue got Prague Premium Pass. You got 3 planes. Nice. Congrats, man. I think the Premium Pass at Prague, at Bari, and at Innsbruck, I mean, it's kind of tough because, like, at those airports, you're not, like, a super high level, right? I mean, and you're not getting a ton of silver planes, so you're not getting 10 gold planes every single week. But those premium passes, like once you start getting 10 gold planes a week or even 17 a week, don't forget about them. You know, I would go back to them. I would try to, you know, go unlock them. Go back to those old airports if you have contracts to work on, of course. If not, you still get the planes that are usable at any airport, you know? For example, like right here, I mean, this is level 84 at LHR, but every single airport has this where you have certain airplanes, like right here next to each other. You got this CRJ-9 that's only usable in LHR, but you got this CRJ-X that's usable anywhere. So that could really, I mean, that could jumpstart. By buying a premium pass at Innsbruck or at Bari or at Prague or Nagoya, those are like the 4 cheapest premium passes. Oh, or St. Martin, you could really get like a head start at any other airport because you just all of a sudden unlock a lot of planes that you could use anywhere. Voitondo, thanks for 25 months, bro. I'm sorry I missed it, man. I'm not perfect. And then when I hear, you know, complaints, all I see is complaints, man. What's up, Demetrius? Educate, learn. Reached regional this morning. Nice. I reached international at GRU like earlier this week, and I meant to make a post about it, but I just forgot and I didn't do it. So yeah, I reached international. I'm like level 52 now at GRU, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Gaming, bro. I'm gaming. We need to assign stands. Oh, look at this one. 9 out of 10. I'm not going to get silver planes this hand, or gold, yeah, silver planes this handling, but soon, very soon. Broad channels might close BKK. Oh, it was already closed, man. I thought you already closed it. You mean to tell me it wasn't closed? Seemed like it was closed. Oh, 200 kilometers? That is crazy, man. Educate Learn's been to LHR. You're at LHR again. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the places I definitely want to go to. But I hear, though, if I go to LHR, it'll probably be cheaper for me to fly to like one of the local airports and to fly out of LHR and like go to like another airport. So, because I hear London Heathrow has like very high airport fees. So that's another thing I gotta plan ahead for, is like, how am I gonna pay for this? Gio said remote stands are the best. Prove me wrong. Maybe not for videos. Yo, Monica, thank you for 15 months, man. Thank you. ASB said, bro, trying to get a window seat is like a battle between others to get there first. Yeah, that's why I would that's why I would fly an airline that has assigned seating, because I that's not my vibe, man. I don't want to like rush into a line, just to get on a plane. That's just like, I don't know, it feels silly and ridiculous. I get it though, because like, you want to make sure you get a nice seat, but nah, that's not me, man. I would pick an airline where I get assigned seats. It's possible to get 10 gold planes a week at Prague. Nice. Yeah, I think Prague is like the first airport where it really becomes like a possibility. At Innsbruck and Bari, I mean, I guess you could technically get it eventually, but without like handling the F planes, which are now, X, or they used to be X planes, now they're F planes. But without handling those F planes, it could be really, really tough to kind of go through without to go through and not get the huge amount of silver planes that you get for finishing one of those larger plane contracts. Bleeding Nitrogen started 2 giveaways in the Phat Airlines server. Nice, thank you, bro. On the Phat Airlines Discord server, we have we have the capability. VIPs have the capability of giving away plane contracts. Everybody has an equal chance at winning, which is pretty amazing. That's like one of my favorite things about it. So whether you're a new player, an old player, a VIP, or brand new to the community, everybody has an equal chance at winning. All you gotta do is hit that enter giveaway button, and it looks like Fleeting Nitrogen said this giveaway ends in 2 days. So, and it's a plane from Muscat to your Leipzig or Bari. So a lot of you guys should be able to qualify for that. Cats, what's up, Cats? Cat said Phat on Thursday. You got to fly on your favorite plane to Iceland, 752. Nice. I lose track on what kind of planes I have been on and which ones I haven't, but I feel like I've been on a 752. But at the same time, I feel like I maybe seen a 752 and not been on it, so maybe I'm confused. But that's really nice. I would love to be on a 752 again. My next goal though, I'm so tired of like these these medium sized planes. I want to be on like a large plane, with the 232 seating. What's up, Rhoda Bridge? Do you have any info on the next airports coming? No info. Yeah, no info. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I do have to admit though, I might be a little. I haven't really checked out the Discord server. I really haven't checked out. I checked out the forum this morning, but I didn't see much on the forum. What's up, JD Robos? Nice to see you, bro. So yeah, I really haven't seen much about like announcements, but I think there were a couple of like, I guess, major bugs that were happening in World of Airports. So of course the developers, whenever like 3.0 came out, they're gonna fix those major bugs, right? So I know like one of the major things that people were complaining about was about the the airplane cards here, how when there were, even though there were no stands to be assigned, like a plane like this would probably still be showing up as needs attention, right? So, or like this would show up as needs attention even though there's no stands available. So that's one of the things they got fixed. They fixed a couple other like errors. So actually, let's take a look at what you guys, what else you guys want to see in World of Airports, because we have in the Phat Airlines Discord, we have a WoA suggestions channel. If you don't have it, you can go up to like the channels and roles, and you can go to, I think it's all channels, or no, you can even go right here, add or remove World of Airports channels, and you can add WoA suggestions. But every once in a while, we go into WoA suggestions and take a look and see what you guys want from World of Airports. So like Dan over here wants emergencies. It's on their mind since last month. Emergencies, runway overshoot, bro. That's never gonna happen. Crash landing. You guys are violent, man. Violent. Why do so many people want crashes? Like, don't you get enough of that on the news? Why do you want that in your game? And this game, I mean, so I disagree with that. Firefighters, ambulances, plane evacuation, airport continues while landing, departing planes are delayed. All right, cool. Fair to have your opinion. For me, you know, I'm not looking forward to like having landing or departing planes delayed. I feel like they're delayed enough by me not paying attention to having these planes take off. So actually, with that in mind, and we're starting to build up a queue over there, I'm going to turn the departure manager on for 10 minutes. And I'm going to turn the ground manager on for a few minutes too while we're reading these posts. So let's keep reading these suggestion posts. Armando has a quick question. Now in WoA 3.0, we have new levels in each airport. Is it better to continue leveling LHR, which is level 25, or max the previous ones? Why not both? But typically what I end up doing, yeah, first off, yeah, why not play multiple airports? Now, if you have a ton of contracts, that might be hard, right? Because I know sometimes some airports where I have a ton of contracts, it can take me 4 hours to like finish all the contracts. But like, why not go to the other airports too? Like, you have contracts there, so but maybe that's like my scatter brain. I don't know. Maybe you need to focus on one airport at a time, and if you need to only play one airport at a time, then I would say probably stick with LHR, because you still have some airports to unlock. You know what I'm saying? You still can unlock Sydney after LHR. You're only level 25, so level 25 at LHR means I don't even think, are you regional? I'm trying to click and drag, but 25. Yeah, you're not even regional yet, so you still got a lot of progress to make there. If you don't want to play multiple airports, or you want like which one should you mainly focus on, then I would probably stick at LHR in your scenario. How much is the Nagoya Premium Pass? 30. Oh my god, I am so behind in chat. I'm like 10 minutes now, but I'm gonna read your messages. I'm not necessarily gonna respond to anyone. Tom wants to know if anybody has planes to send to BKK, just no smalls. Jeremiah, please stop spamming. I cannot give gold planes. What's up, Ethan Joe? I'm looking to save up for a premium pass when you get BKK. Nice. You also want new planes like A21NX. You're level 45 at Sydney. You get 55. Should I get A21NX or save for BKK premium pass? That's a great question, man. I mean, what I would probably do is I would probably go for a premium pass because of all the things you get with the premium pass, right? So you get liveries, you get airplanes that you don't have to pay wallers for and you don't have to unlock. So that really boosts your airport leveling. But for me, I like to go through the airport. I like leveling up. That's like what excites me. I realize that's why I like playing a new airport when it comes out, because I like seeing the levels moving up. Even like right now, when like with LHR and those like final 3 levels that they added, like that, was fun for me, having to like finish more levels. So for me, I like leveling up, but like I don't know what excites you with playing the game. So that's why I recommend the premium pass. But like if you like playing multiplayer a lot, you know, maybe getting the A21NX or playing with other players, right? Getting the A21NX could be super helpful for you, because then you'll be able to like send more contracts out. Even, you know, getting an A21NX for your own fleet can help you with leveling up, right? Because now it's easier for you to find somebody who wants to take your plane versus try to find somebody who's going to send you a plane. So much easier to find somebody to take your plane. You know, there's always somebody willing to accept your plane contract, but it's harder to find somebody to send you a plane contract. So it's a non-answer, I realize that, but it's really dependent upon you. Me, I go for the premium pass before I go for unlocking a plane, especially on my free-to-play account. But on my free-to-play account, I unlocked a lot of planes before like the 2.0 and 3.0 updates. So a little bit different scenario there too. So I would still unlock premium passes first before planes, because then you still get planes in your fleet through the premium pass. So you're still pretty positive from that. I got planes to accept. Hold up. So we got TJ. Adam Cack. We got... That's it. All right, cool. Oh, and Shady Ammo. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. How do you become a VIP? So a VIP is a very important player, right? Now, so VIPs, you can become a VIP in the Phat Airlines community by reaching, I think, like a certain level in Discord. You get levels for like chatting in Discord, so that's a free way to get VIP. You can also become a member on YouTube. So we do have like different membership tiers on YouTube, and you can become a VIP simply by going with basic economy, which is like $1 a month. So that's like the cheapest way to become VIP. You can also become VIP, and you have to link your Discord with your YouTube account. That's a requirement, not by me, but by Discord, because that's how Discord can find out that you're a member. Another way you could become VIP is by subscribing on Twitch. The cool thing is, if you subscribe on Twitch, you also stop getting ads. So that's really cool. So if you're tired of ads or your ad blocker is not working, broad channels, you could always just subscribe, and it helps support the channels. You know, with that money, I'm making I'm making a lot of short videos, right? So you've seen a lot of short videos coming out from my streams. We have a couple of long videos, like not long, but like they're not short. So we have a couple of videos planned for the future coming out soon. So we should see those eventually. But yeah, that helps me, so that way I can continue making some videos and content and keep streaming. What else? You can become, there's a subscription on Discord if you want to become a subscriber there. And eventually we're going to have a membership program on the Phat Airlines website, phatairlines.com. We don't have that out yet, but that's going to be another way we're going to have very soon. So yeah, that's how you become VIP. What do you guys think the next update will be? So I feel like the next update is probably going to introduce like some minor features, right? So of course bug fixes, and maybe some minor features. I would like to, well, actually let's look at the suggestions here, right? Let's keep reading. So here's one from who's at MGG, transferring wallers and silver planes between airports. I don't like this idea. Silver planes, yeah, does transfer. Blood Channel said. Wallers, but he said, of course, with a fee, so it's not OP. I don't know, man. Getting 1 million wallers at Innsbruck is a lot harder than getting 1 million wallers at LHR. You know, when you're handling only small planes and medium planes, or A, B, C planes and D, you're not making, you're making less than 1,000 wallers per flight. So making 1 million at Innsbruck is so much more. It's harder than making 1 million at LHR. So I'm not in agreement with that idea, but I'm still reading it. Smart Gary says, is there any way I could favorite planes when I accept the player contract? This is one feature I would like to see in the next update, perhaps, right? So I'm going to read this. It says, usually favorite player contracts just for easier monitor, but since 3.0, I cannot favorite them when I accept the contract. I need to accept first, then find them at the current, and then favorite them one by one. So yeah, back in the day, we used to have a button over here. It used to be like up here, but we used to have a button that we could favorite the planes right before we accept the contract. So that way, when we accept it, it automatically becomes a hearted contract. Now what we got to do is, and you know, I accepted a Concorde earlier in the beginning of the stream. So now we got to do is we accept the contract, and then we got to find it in our list, and then we got to heart it. So yeah, I completely support that idea, 100%. You know, I definitely want to see more ways for us to, well, I want to see that old way or an easier way for us to favorite planes before we accept the contract. That's a suggestion I agree with. What do you guys think about that one? I feel like that one isn't like game changing or game breaking, right? Or is it just me? Is this just a Jeremy problem? There we go. Hockey fan said, hopefully we get an update for the player contract not refreshing after selecting it the first time, and also how GRU, when you create an international contract, the timer doesn't update. I'm pretty sure my timer at GRU updates for international, but I guess I will have to double check and keep an eye on that. I felt like it counted down, but maybe it didn't. I'll double check. And it said, hockey fan said, a player contract not refreshing after selecting it the first time. Are you talking about the random right here? The random player arrival? Yeah, that's another bug I've experienced, and I don't know how or why it happens. But sometimes you can hit the generate button, and it'll say no. You'll get a pop-up saying no contracts available, but you don't even get the timer for your next attempt. So yeah, I hope that's something that's fixed too. Yep. David said emergency landings on a timer, or it crashes and shut down the runway for a time. Multi-runways only. You guys love your crashes, man. I do not love crashes. Like, you guys, and it makes it like you guys feel. Do you guys feel like crashing happens that often? I feel like crashing happens as often as it does in World of Airports as it does in real life. Like, the only well, I don't know. Airplane crashes are so much more rare than like automobile and other transport, you know. I'm not a big fan of the crashing idea. Not a fan at all. Sent a plane from Bari to your LHR, but I canceled after 2 out of 10. I don't think I canceled after 2 out of 10. I don't think I canceled it after 2 out of 10. I don't usually do that. I have people who I've banned from Twitch, from YouTube, from Discord, and I still have their contracts. What's the most profitable airplane in your opinion? Hard to say. I don't really look. Hard to say. I have to go off of like some charts that I've seen, but it's not based off of like personal experience. But like off of what charts I've seen, like the 744 is pretty up there. The 77 W is still up there, right? The 789 is pretty good. 8388 can be profitable too, but you got to be like, it has to be like specific routes. QJ, what's up? QJ says, I think the next airport should be in Africa. It's a location with less coverage. I think it's that way in real life too, right? Africa does not have a lot of airport coverage. Which airport will be the next airport, you think? I have no clue. There's no point in speculating. There's been no hints. No leaks, you know, nothing like that. So like, what's the point of guessing? Like, I could say, oh yeah, it's gonna be Chicago in North America, and it's just gonna make everybody upset. Or I could say, oh yeah, it's gonna be Toronto in Canada. There's there would be no reasoning behind any of my speculation for the next airport. There's nothing. We have no information to go off of. I guess the only information we have to go off of is the fact that World of Airports wants to have airports in all parts of the world. So like Africa makes the most sense, but like, what am I gonna pick a random airport to say is going to be the next airport in Africa? No, no. No. Barker, I'm sorry if I did cancel your contract, man. That's not the that doesn't sound like me. But I'm sorry if I did. It's not intentional. Monika says we definitely need the hearted feature back. Yeah, me too. Okay, I'm glad somebody agrees with me. I would say it would be great if contracts stayed favorite when they are renewed. Oh man, that was like such a key little feature. So Monika said it would be great if contracts stayed favorite when they are renewed. So what would happen before is like if the plane was completed handling, and then you had the plane push back, and then you favorited the plane. The next time it would show up in your contract list here, it would also still be a heart. It would automatically have a heart on it. So that was really cool to like remember whose planes you've already handled before. Now, at least you could see the call signs, so you can kind of, that's what I'm going to use in order to see if it's a renewal or not, is try to see if I can remember the call signs. But like, I have 106, wait, how many contracts do I have? I have 304 contracts here. Like, how am I going to keep track of 304 contracts and call signs? Like, that's a lot of screenshots I'm going to have to take. And like, if I was to make a spreadsheet, that would take me hours to do. So I don't know what's the best way to do it. That's why, like, I know I work with Hidden works on the Discord bot on the Phat Airlines server, which does the giveaways. And with Hidden, we have I asked him to reach out to the developers to see if they had like an API that they could like release, you know, for everybody to use, but like for us to use too, right? So that way we can link like some of your in-game information, you know, read only, nothing that we could write to, but like getting some information from the game that we could have outside of the game would be pretty useful, especially for some of us with big fleets, you know, especially since like I know probably one of the features that probably shows up in the suggestions later on is like we want to know how long it's been since this player's last handled my plane, right? So I can go right here. I'm going to select some random person right here. Okay, these are, here we go. Ready. All these planes should be at LHR, and they are. Oh, here we go. At Nagoya, right? So we have this plane that's going to Republic right here. It's a 77 LF. So it's like, how long has it been since this person has handled my plane? That's like some information that I would like to know. But like, how do you include that in the UI? That's kind of like, I don't know where that would fit. I mean, it could probably go in the info button here somewhere, you know, maybe somewhere in the contract something like that. But then it just adds more and more information, which then gets cluttered. But like if we had an API that would like output that information to somewhere, I mean, we would have to rely on, you know, third-party developers to like hidden to help us with creating that. But it would at least give us a solution. And then like with my 305 contracts, it would help me to like keep track of which ones are renewals, which ones aren't, you know. So maybe it's a me problem, or you know, a big player, big fleet problem. But I'm pretty sure we'll see that in some of the suggestions later on. Yo, thank you for the support, man. Thank you for becoming a member, Francis. I appreciate that. Duck says emergency landings are already annoying in UATC. I would hate to see it in WoA. Instead of crashes, we should have technical medical issues. See, that I can understand a little bit more. But like we already have like maintenance, which you know, occupies a stand for 15 or 20 minutes. Isn't that like the same thing? I mean, it's planned. So I guess you guys want like random events that happen during your gameplay. I get that. All right, let's look. Here we go. From Mike. I've recently had some contracts canceled without notice. It would be nice if when the plane returns to my airport, there would be some way to go see who it had been with and to what airport instead of returning blank. I like that. You know, you configure these airplanes for a specific airport and then they come back blank and you're like, now you have to kind of figure out who it's gonna go to. And then if the other player canceled the contract, you don't know who canceled it either because it just comes back blank. Because you know, it's important to know who canceled your contract. You know, for example, Varku's saying that I canceled one of their contracts, and I'm telling them I didn't cancel a contract. And if they had a name, they would know it wasn't me. But this is okay. So yeah, I agree with that first part. I like the second part too, which I'm gonna read now. Also, maybe some compensation amount of XP based on how long the contract went, prorated against what it would have been for the full contract. I like that, especially if you're not the person canceling the contract, then you shouldn't. You're getting penalized for somebody else canceling the contract. So yeah, I like that idea. I definitely like the first part, knowing who canceled my contract and where it was going to before. The second part is also really good. So I like that. Blob King got an A380 canceled on his last handling. That's so much pain, man. And like, you know, I mean, that's probably like, that's really unfortunate. I hate to see 9 out of 10 being canceled. But like, then you know, like, you don't even know who canceled it unless you're like, especially when you have a lot of contracts like we do, like I do. Thank you, Hammy, for answering. Emergency landings, yeah, that makes sense. But like, I think that's also kind of like what the business jets and general aviation will fill that void of having unplanned planes landing in your airport, right? Planes that aren't part of your contracts landing in your airport. I think that's what that'll look like. So I guess it could be like an emergency landing where it's like, oh, this plane isn't a contracted plane to my airport, but it needs to be here. So I get that with emergency landings. Okay, yeah. It's not necessarily a crash. So that makes sense. I get that. How to actually get gold planes? I have a video on that, man. You can buy them, right? That's the best way, easiest way to get gold planes. You can just purchase them. You can purchase them for $100 and you get the best bang for your buck. But for most players, right, you're gonna want to trade in 10,000 silver planes for 10 gold planes. Don't trade in 1,500 for one until you have 10,000 for 10. Yeah, check out my video because my video goes into so much detail about that and all the ways you get gold planes for free. Well, for free, or you could pay for them. Euroland Airways, what's up, bro? Says, I agree with you, Phat. Something that tells us how long players have not handled your aircraft would be a big win for players with large fleets. Yeah, it would be really nice. I mean, I think in 3.0 is really like they did a lot of things, like small things, to help bigger players too. I mean, the things that they're introducing also help the smaller players, but they also help the big players. Whereas a lot of the updates in the past really didn't like make a difference to like the big players, which is fine, right? I mean, you gotta appeal to the masses, but they found a way in 3.0 to like appeal to both. So, you know, we got the option here to buy multiple airplanes. Like, isn't that amazing? You can buy up to 10 airplanes at a time. Like, a normal player isn't going to use that, and yet they still put that in the game. So that is something that I really like to see. Aborted takeoffs? How often do aborted takeoffs happen? I follow like my a major airport that's by me. I don't I don't follow the ATC every single day, but I do listen in every once in a while, and I've never seen or heard of an aborted takeoff. Maybe that's just my area, right? Yeah, Mo, thanks for the follow. Ten planes didn't come back from the same guy. That's another reason why I don't accept a lot of contracts, especially in a new airport like GRU, for example. Brand new airport. I'm not going to be accepting a lot of like players all at once. You know, when it comes to players, I'm going to whoopsies. Even if like it's a well-known player, like you know, Hammy or Shrek, or you know, Amit Mert K, right? I still want to spread it out among different people, because you know, there's reasons why people will have to like kind of quit the game or take a break from the game. But if those were the only contracts you had and they're at 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, that's upsetting. Zyrox, please don't spam, man. Hemi already answered you. Hemi also already told you that they answered you. But if you still don't know how, check out the pins in the VIP channel. If you don't have access to the VIP channel, you have to sync your Discord account with Twitch. And that is not something that I am going to teach you how to do. That is something you could probably look on YouTube, Google. It's pretty easy. How to do AI contracts compared to player ones? I mean, they're all the same. The only difference with AI contracts, or non-player contracts as I call them, is that with non-player contracts you have to level it up. So you start off. Let me show you. We have a few of them over here. Here's one, right? So this is a non-player contract right here. So when you go into the eye here, you go to rewards. You start off at tier 1. You handle the plane once in the green, and then you get the option to extend your contract. And then you get to tier 2. Then for tier 2, you have to handle it 2. I'm at 1 out of 2. After this is done, I'm going to be at 2 out of 2. So I'm going to get the rewards, which is 58 silver planes and 8 XP. And then I get to upgrade the contract because I'm finishing in the green. And then you just keep going. Tier 3, you handle it 3 times. Tier 4, you handle it 4, all the way up to 10. So it's essentially the same thing. You just got to handle the plane 45 times to get to tier 10 before you get the top of the line rewards. Whereas when you're doing a player contract, you're starting off, all your player contracts start off at 10 out of 10. So we got, like, this is a player contract right here from Made to Move. This is at 4 out of 10, right? But there's no tier. Everything is tier 10. when it comes to player contracts. So you're getting the maximum reward right off the bat. So in the new airport, it's really tough to do only player contracts because you want to level up, and the levels are so small at the early levels that you need to have some non-player planes, so that way you can just get those levels, which give you wallers, give you some planes for your fleet, you know, give you handling crew, give you contracts, give you all those things at the early levels. But at the later levels, when you need 1077 XP for a level, like, you can just do player contracts, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of players who don't do player contracts too, so that's fine too. Brian Ho wants a cooperative community co-op mode to accomplish certain tasks. I can't wait to see challenges come into the game, even if it's not like community oriented. Even just like having a personal challenge would be pretty nice to see and pretty nice to have. Did somebody really ask why I don't like spammers? You like spammers? This guy likes spammers, guys. What kind of question is that? All right, let's keep reading. Oh, here we go. TK has a suggestion here. He wants to filter by size. Please, it doesn't matter if it has to be separate menu due to space problems, but please, more filter options is necessary with the new mixed stand mechanics since delivery ATC doesn't do it well. So yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Sometimes I'm looking for the G plane, especially like at IAD, right? At IAD, the A225 has only one spot that it could park at. And that one spot that it could park at also blocks the two stands next to it. So at IAD, it's very important to make sure you park that A225 as soon as possible, especially since the delivery manager could potentially assign other planes to that stand. You know, alternatively, I would like to see, you know, an option to disable stands or disable sizes on a stand, but filtering by sizes would also be pretty nice. Beak Raven wants a feature where we can gift gold planes to other players. I think that's pretty cool. I would love to see that as well. SF Striker, we should have the information of what the name of our partner in that window. Okay, that's been fixed now, so that is good. So in 3.0's release, there was no indication to kind of tell you where, like, who your player contract was going to. Right, so you look at this, there's no indication here. Right here under the contract info, there was no info. So all of that was completely blank. You had to go into your fleet menu or your contract menu to see who that plane was with, and now it's fixed. So that's a great suggestion, but no longer needed. PK wants the ability to remove the sizes of purchase stands or an entire stand. So this is back in 2.0's time, right? But I know what I put here. I'm the one who revived this topic. I would like to be able to disable B, C, or D size on my A, B, C, D, E, F stands. So that's something I would like to see. And I think I already told the developers that too in the past. RFF wants to see go-arounds. When a wind system comes around and there are high winds, there can be alarms such as wind shear when landing, which introduces a possibility to go around in that case. I guess we'll have to wait for the wind system to come into place, right? But I think that's fine. That would be kind of annoying though if I assigned a Concorde to land and then I had to wait another 5 minutes for it to land and it's like another player plane. That would be maybe there has to be limits, right? It has to be like a non-player plane. I don't know, because that would get annoying, right? If you only had 30 minutes to play, and then all of a sudden the one plane that you're playing, or a couple of the planes that you're looking to handle for another player, have to do a go around. That would kind of stink. I mean, it already stinks when I send a contract request to a player and then they accept the contract, and now all of a sudden I got to send it out to large maintenance, which takes 15 hours, you know? That already stinks. So, yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea because it's like realistic. Not sure how that would be in the context of a game. All right, Tassan wants to see the separate unlock and purchase buttons. Yep, I get that. Oh, but this is from 2024. So wait, I know now. What I thought that was talking about originally was about stands, right? So when you're in like your fleet, this menu right here, and you go to a stand, like this doesn't work because this is a very small plane. Let's see if we can find a larger plane. This is an E plane. Right here, right? So I thought that what the suggestion was about like this here. So if you go to a stand that doesn't have that size unlock, before you would have to it would be like more clicks in order to purchase the stand. Now it's just it's the same button, right? So it's whether you have the stand unlocked like I have here at 581, or if I don't have the stand unlocked at 258, it's both just one click and you can get that stand. You could send this plane to that stand, even though one's going to cost you 18,000 wallers and the other one doesn't cost you anything additional. So I know that's a complaint some people have had. I've seen that complaint from a couple people. That's what I first initially like read that as. But would you guys like to see that like changed as well? Like, are you sure option being added to you know, unlock and buy or confirm and purchase? Are you sure? Because I can click this right now. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to click it because I don't want this plane to land yet. But I can click it right now and there's no confirmation. It just takes the wallers away. Oh, I'm a little late. Wow. I need to add like a sound alert or something for me for when you guys do the contract redemptions. My bad about the delay, Varku. If you buy the L plane contract, you send it to me. That's correct. And Phat L plane is when I send you a plane. That is correct. What's up, Vince Garcia? Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here, man. We stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you're not familiar what time is Eastern time, you can check in your game. Look at the time for Washington IAD airport. And that is the same time as my local time. 11 a.m. Eastern every Saturday. All right, what is next? So I think we're done with the Phat Airlines suggestions. I'm gonna like quickly just scroll through because all the rest of these are kind of old, right? Alternate rewards for airport level up rewards. Cross save. Cross save is one that I know a lot of us want to get, and actually I feel like the World of Airport developers are working on that. Frosty wants a 752 to get more liveries, which is going to happen when he gets a remodel. Make it possible to see your financial status from fleeting negligence. I still want to see that. Yep, something where we could see back your investments and earning of wallers. Yeah, especially on a specific plane or just your overall airport in general. That'd be pretty cool. Flying Scattergun wants to see us gifting currency. I don't know about gifting wallers, but like gold planes make sense, right? Gifting. I don't know about silver planes either, because like I don't know, silver planes is a reward for playing the game. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that would be like, if I were a developer, I would not implement silver plane gifting, but I would implement gold plane gifting. Why not? New cargo airport, go around, spending silver planes. Yeah, we do need more options here on how to like spend our silver planes. You know, even with the increased cost of the tower manager, you can still come out net positive on your silver planes, even if you're using the tower managers. Like, well, for me at least, I'm using the tower managers at max speed, and I'm still coming out net positive on my silver planes, which is good. That's great news for everybody, because that means you can still use the tower managers and not lose silver planes. So that's really important. But we need more ways to spend our silver planes for sure. Yo, what's up, Flamingo? Nice to see you. Greetings from Canada. Awesome. Hey, I'm from New Jersey. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. Interior terminal views for LHR and IAD. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yep. Choose what variant you want. I think that's coming in the future. All right, let's check out the World of Airports Discord suggestions, right? And there's some rules in the World of Airports Discord server for suggestions, which pretty similar to like the rules in my server as well. Like, don't suggest aircraft, don't suggest airports. Yeah, so you're not gonna see airports or aircraft in here. And here, a list of previously rejected suggestions: emergencies, porting to other game platforms, offline compatibility, multiplayer or co-op, changes to currency conversion. Yep, cool. So here is somebody requesting an airline. I don't care about that. I don't care about an airline. I'm here for the gaming. I understand people want to see like their local airline. That's fine. That's cool. But like, I guess all my local airlines are already in there. The United States doesn't have a lot of air, what's it called? Airlines. Arya Stan said watching Phat Airline stream while playing WoA is on top. Nice. Add a feature where if a player handles the same airframe with the same livery layout, that player unlocks the livery for their own aircraft. Nice. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I know, like, other games, like I feel like Call of Duty, right? If you get enough kills with a specific weapon, then you'll get like new liveries unlocked for that weapon, or new camos, they call it, right? New camos unlocked for that weapon. That could be something similar here. Like if you handle an A388 with the Airbus livery, 388 times, then you can unlock it permanently to use on your own aircraft. That's not a bad idea. That's pretty cool. Gives us reasons to keep playing and to play handle non-player liveries too. Our British Airways route update, glitches. Okay, we can look at the glitch, but a glitch isn't really a suggestion, right? Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's just a glitch. That's a visual. Line up and wait. Make it that the bigger plane that is on the runway wait, and the smaller plane that can line up in front of the bigger plane. Okay, that could be cool. Can two planes be on the runway like that in real life? It sounds like it can be, but let's see. Livery. Okay, I need to filter out liveries. Livery. Have the ground crew vehicles drive up the plane instead of them just spawning out of nowhere. Okay, that's fair. That doesn't bother me. But like, I don't know. You got I hear a lot of you guys have issues here at LHR, and each one of these cars that are driving around take up resources in your game, So I don't know. I think it would be cool. Yeah, I'm not against it, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. Have I noticed the leaning edge on the planes in the new update? I don't know what that means. What is the leaning edge? Leading edge. Leading edge. Stream is lagging. Interesting. Everything looks good on my side though, so I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, we got a contract request. Guys, if you want a contract with me, you do have to buy it on Twitch. It is free to buy. You just have to have these Phat Coins, which is a currency you get for watching the stream. I don't know. Airlines Santiago doesn't. I'm just gonna cancel that because he doesn't. He never pays attention to me, man. It's kind of annoying. Maybe he doesn't speak English. They want to see, somebody wants to see the ramp agent walk the plane out and disconnect the tow bar from the aircraft. You guys are watching these the planes like that? That is crazy. I mean, interesting. I get it. Like, the details are really nice to see. And I guess that's how aviation fans are. They want to see all the details. They want to be living the airline, living the dream. Give our fleet planes flight numbers. That would be interesting. That would be pretty interesting. I don't know what you would use. What would you use the flight numbers for on your own fleet planes? I guess for realism, maybe? I don't know. Here's another livery request. Airplane rudder movement. After a plane is parked and the hydraulics are turned off, the wind sometimes blows the rudder into a different position and makes the tail of the airplane look quite different. Okay. A hose for fuel. Oh, they want to see a hose? Event idea. That's pretty okay. We got cargo, more liveries. Wild card contract. Have a contract for an airport where you are able to select the airport and plane type airline. I think it's a good idea in like theory, but like it needs to be more written out. Why can you only buy 10 planes at once? Would you rather just buy one at once at a time? The other day you were playing World of Airports and your phone was at 5% and your game was so unbelievably laggy. Why are you letting your phone get to 5%, man? Gotta keep your phone charged. That happens with a lot of phones. They kind of what phones will do is, like, once they hit like a critical battery point, they'll automatically like cut off a lot of resources, so that way they can preserve the core functions of your phone, which is, you know, being a phone, to answer phone calls and to send text messages. So that's what a lot of phones will do, is kind of cut off a lot of the other features, so that way it could preserve battery life as long as possible. You guys have any suggestions on how to get more silver planes at Muscat? I mean, the biggest suggestion I have is to play with more players, more active, or play with players who are as active as you are, or more active than you are. The only problem is if you play with somebody who's more active than you, you gotta make sure like they're okay with it. I don't care how active most other people are. That doesn't bother me if you're not, like, if you play once a week or 3 times a day. Like, both are fine with me. But I know some other players, like, they want you to handle like 3 or 4 times a week, right? And they'll keep tabs on it. So you just want to find somebody who matches your play style or your playing time, or somebody who's okay with your playing time. Are you heading to Prague today? I don't know. I really want to get these planes handled at LHR today, so I don't know if we're heading to Prague, and I need to finish by 2, which is in like an hour 45 minutes. So I don't know. Whereas like other days I can finish like a little bit late. Today I'm not gonna finish that late. what airport would like to see. I really don't have much opinion on what airports I want to see. I really don't know a lot of airports around the world, so it's just cool to see what world airports includes. And the airports that I've been to are all in the U.S. I mean, I've been to Cancun Airport too, and I've been to was it MBJ, I think it is, which is Sanchester. It's a Jamaican airport. So I've been to those airports, but like I don't know. I have no big opinion on which airport I want to see next. Here's another suggestion. Tower manager approach priorities. After playing around with the additional feature options in tower control, one suggestion concerning the arrival sequence. It would be helpful to prioritize player contracts over airline contracts to land and handle those first. Okay, yeah, I'm with that. Having another option, just like right here in delivery, where you can prioritize, like delivery manager will prioritize which planes are assigned stands first, and then the approach manager, you can prioritize the arrival sequence. So you can always turn off the arrival sequence right here, and the planes will land in the order they were assigned. But the problem with that is that sometimes you want my airplanes to land, but you also want my airplanes that are E to land first, right? So I think this suggestion over here is all about kind of combining the best parts of both of the tower managers, or putting parts of both tower managers into each of them, so that way we have more control over the way that the tower managers are automatically landing our planes. So I'm with that. Might be a little confusing for like people, because having too many options can get confusing. Like even when we first saw this, it's like, all right, when do I, like, why wouldn't I always have F or G on top, right? Now I'm starting to be more familiar with this, so I understand, okay, every once in a while I do bring up C all the way to the top so I can get more seaplanes on the ground. But same thing over here. Most of the times I always keep this priority the same, but I'll sometimes move seaplanes towards the top so that way I can get more seaplanes for arrivals. What's up, TK? Yes, we went to your suggestion already, TK, about the filter by size, and I agree with your suggestion. Like, and I agree that you also said like it could be too kind of it needs to be like a separate menu or something, because there's not a lot of space, right? Because like I was saying before, how especially like at an airport like Washington or Leipzig, especially Washington, where if you have a G plane, which is like the A225, if you have the G plane trying to land, and you're trying to search through your list, and like right now I have 134 planes waiting to land. So if I'm looking through my list of arriving airplanes, I have to look through 135 planes to find that G plane. And then the other thing about the G planes in particular is that a lot of times the G plane will also block stands that are next to it. So you can't have the delivery manager on, because sometimes the delivery manager will just assign a plane to the gates next to it, therefore actually blocking the G plane from landing or from being assigned. So yeah, I like that suggestion. I also threw in my suggestion along with yours, right? Where I want to be able to block stand sizes, right? Yo, Flamingo, thank you for gifting someone a sub. Who'd you gift? Let me see here. Mario's, nice. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Flamingo. I really appreciate that. So yeah, TK, thanks for joining, bro. We're looking through the World of Airports Discord suggestions right now. We're gonna go to the forum suggestions shortly. I'm skipping over the liveries because liveries don't really matter to me. Just being real. Some QOL changes. A couple of suggestions to make handling planes more streamlined and enjoyable. Remember, prioritize settings for previously handled planes, including specific stand, amount of crew, extra crew, and minigame toggle on off. Specific stand. I think I agree with most of this, you know. I don't know. I guess why not have like the stand be remembered, right? Like make it easier if a plane's already been handled. Like let's just keep it easy. But yeah. As far as like, I do wish sometimes, a lot of times, that the game would just remember, like, or automatically start me off at max handling crew, and a ramp agent on. I sometimes wish that would be the case. That's not the case, but I do wish it was. I do wish we had that option to just like have that be active, like at 100% all the time. Yeah, ASB, that's definitely a bug. Yeah, this is, you know, I'm having a bug right now too with the random player arrival. Sometimes it'll show up that there's a player contract available, and then I can accept it and it'll count down normally. Sometimes it'll pop up saying there's no player available, which I think is a bug, because before 3.0, I would always have a random player arrival available at LHR, and it makes no sense to me that there's no planes available at LHR right now. Like, there are literally there's thousands of players, you know, maybe even millions, but definitely thousands of players playing and sending planes to LHR, and then there's no timer on here. So yeah, I know what bug you're talking about. It's hopefully that's fixed in the next update, you know, but we don't know for sure. We don't know what's in the next update. What's up, Jacob Plays? All right, here, make sliders more sensitive to stubby fingers who have hard times when using set sliders. So another thing, you could still press the plus button. Like, you don't have to use the sliders. You could push these plus buttons. So if you rather push the button like you used to do it before, you could just tap the buttons, man. But yeah, I mean, every once in a while I do miss the sliders. My fingers do miss hitting the circle. I know in 3.0.1 they said that they increased the touch area for those buttons. So I've had less issues since then. But very possible, you know, you can still hit the pluses. If you exit the game and re-enter, the random arrival will be there. That's true. That is true. Ban this guy. Ban this guy. You need to read the rules. You need to read the rules. I can't ban him. I'm not a mod on this account. All right, I think let's go to the forum. Another one. People don't read the rules, man. That's crazy. How do you go into a forum and not read the rules? Here's another one, breaking the rules, man. Rule breakers. Rule breakers, and the mods are letting it, even though it says clearly up here, do not suggest new aircraft or new airports. Maybe they updated the rules and not updated the post. Who knows? Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the World of Airports forum now. You know, forum.worldofairports.com. By the way, I did notice this post today when I went in there about this problem that a lot of people have when they're playing World of Airports. I made a video about this, and it looks like Kubasan made a post about it. So we're going to read it because this is linked to an issue that happens to so many of us, and it's very concerning, right? Because it says here, when this happens, your saved progress appears to be gone, but don't worry, your account has not been reset. Your data is safe on our servers. So sometimes when you log in, you might see a generic name like player or whatever, and a message like account not linked to Game Center or Google Play. This happens because World of Airports uses Firebase authentication to connect your account to Google Play or to Game Center. And then when this is connection interrupted, it'll cause you to go into like anonymous mode, which creates you a temporary account. So all your stuff is saved on the servers. Nothing's lost. Here's how to fix it, right? So if you see that screen like that tells you that you're not logged in, you can hit the link account, and then you sign in with your Apple ID or your Google account. You confirm, and then you're good to go. But sometimes that doesn't work, right? So if that doesn't work the first time, then you have to close the game completely. You have to swipe it away. Then you go into Game Center, Settings, Game Center. You tap and you sign out. Then you reopen the game. It says you'll start in anonymous mode. When the game remains running in the background, go back into Settings, Game Center, sign in with the correct Apple ID, return to the game, and tap link account next to the player name. So that is good. I'm not sure if step 5 must be done, but that's what they're recommending. So I would probably do that anyway because it's being recommended. Save yourself a step, right? Keep open the game and keep it open in the background while you log back in. For Android, you're going to open the Play Games app. You're going to go to Settings, your data, choose account for games. Make sure you have the right Google account set for World of Airports. You can also have World of Airports or Google Play always ask you which account you want to play when you're launching the game. If the account is correct but the issue persists, you can clear the cache for the following apps, which is Google Play Games, Google Play Services, Google Play Store, and World of Airports. You can go to Settings, Apps, go to that app name, go to Storage, and then clear cache. Restart your device, launch World of Airports, and tap link account. So that's how you fix that problem as well. So that's good. It has Apple and Google information, so that's awesome. Coming soon, they're working on expanding authentication options and more robust syncing. So this issue will be less common in the future. Thanks for your patience and for flying with World of Airports. So yeah, a new post I noticed today. I think a new channel, but yeah, I saw that and I wanted to mention it here. We're gonna go to ideas and suggestions from the forum here. We're not gonna look at new airlines or liveries. We're not gonna look at new playable airports. I'm not gonna look at new destinations. Existing destinations, missing options, no. Aircraft type, okay. I'm not interested in any of these. Like where are the game features? All of this is like about the air. I mean, I guess it's fair. This is all about the aviation part of the game. Whereas like I want to talk about the game part of the game, you know, the gaming. And none of these are about gaming. So we're just gonna go back to LHR and play some World of Airports for the rest of the stream here. Mario's, thank you for the follow. So I am a moderator, like me. I'm a moderator in the World of Airports Discord, but I'm not really active there. I'm there to make sure things don't go on fire. I'm more of a firefighter than I am a moderator there. I will every once in a while, especially like when it's when the Europeans are sleeping and the Americans are up and the Asians wake up. Then I'll go in there and moderate a little bit, but moderation style in the World of Airports Discord, at least the way that the current moderators like to moderate the server, is way different than the way I want to moderate the server. That I just stay hands off. I let them do what they want to do, because they get upset whenever I do something, and I just let it be. I'm just there so that way I can make sure the Discord doesn't blow up again. And so far it hasn't, so I say I am pretty successful. At least right now, for now. The Phat Airlines Discord is moderated the way I want it to be moderated, so that's where I spend a lot of my focus. That's where I spend a lot of my time, on the Phat Airlines Discord. So if you guys ever want to hang out, chat afterwards, I know sometimes life gets so busy for me, guys. So I try to look in chat. I try to answer your questions. I try to participate. But if there is a place where I'm going to be at more the most active, it's the Phat Airlines Discord. !point Discord in chat if you want to get the link to it. Or you can look at the description on YouTube. What level am I at GRU? I am level 51 or 52 at GRU. How can they be that different? It just is. I think that nah, I'm not gonna say it. It just is. I think it has to do with like culture differences too, because like I'm American, so I'm more about like free speech, and there's a lot of Europeans who really don't agree with that. But also, you know, I ban people a lot quicker than they do, and like the same people keep getting timed out over and over again. And if that happened here on stream or on my Discord, if you kept getting timed out over and over again, like, no, you're just gonna get banned. Like, that's it. I don't care, you're out of here. But no, they just keep timing out the same people over and over again. Like, for example, Voitando, you still here? Yeah, Voitando's right there. Voitando keeps getting timed out in the World of Airports Discord, and if that was in my if that was in my Discord, he would get banned. I don't care if he's Voitando or not, he would get banned if he kept getting timed out like that and causing me headaches and causing like having to make me do work, because like all the moderators on the World of Airports Discords are volunteers, but yet they don't, people who are giving them the most issues, they just keep timing them out. And I feel like they just like having all these metrics in their, like, oh, these are how many moderation actions I've taken. Like, that, I don't care how many moderation actions you've taken. The less moderation we have to do, the better, in my opinion. That's why I like the Phat Airlines Discord, because we'll just ban you guys. Like, Mike is here in YouTube. I don't know if he's still here, but Mike's here moderating the YouTube chat. He'll ban people. Hammy's here. Hammy will ban people. I'm here. Sloppy's here. We'll ban people. And we give you warnings. We let you know. Don't spam. But we've banned many people. Many people. Favoritism? No, I mean, they know some of the people too, right? So some of the people have been in the server for like 5 years, right? Since World of Airports existed, right? So it's like, yeah, this guy's just, you know, on his rant. But it's like, nah, man, you gotta calm yourself. Anyways, that's enough about my Discord rant. I'm happy with the way World of Airports, the moderators, handle their things. It's not just because I don't agree with how they approach things doesn't mean I'm not happy with it. But it's not the way I would run it. It's not the way I run things in my server. And you know, especially when you don't have paid moderators, you know, if it's somebody's job, then okay, fine, you can run it a little bit differently, but they're all volunteers. Like, you shouldn't have to spend 40 hours a week moderating a server. Most Discord servers do it where you have 3 strikes. If you get those 3 strikes, you get perm banned or banned. Yeah, but the World of Airport, they don't even use the strike system. We have I built in, like, me and a few of the other like first officers in the World of Airports Discord, we built out a very forgiving strike system, and it's never used. And then when it was used, people complained about it. Because like the worst offenders finally got banned, and they're like, wait, what do you mean I got banned? And then they got perma banned after that. So yeah, you know, they do them, you know, they do them. Maybe it's a friend group. Probably that's what it is. They're probably all part of the same alliance. All right, so this is a point that I talk about every single week, but I always need to make sure I mention it because it's so important. And I know so many people, like we actually had a few people here for the first time today, right, on a live. And I try to mention this on streams, and I try to make some videos on this too. But, you know, one thing that's super important for everybody to keep in mind is even though I have 2,500 silver planes, I'm not going to unlock this one gold plane. Like, I am not, on this account at least, I am not rich in silver planes. So anybody who is struggling to get silver planes, I know how tempting it is. It's tempting for me right now. But no, you need to save up for 10,000 silver planes to get 10 gold planes. I'm not going to get 10 gold planes today, but even though I'm not going to get 10 gold planes today, I'm not going to get one either. I'm going to save up, get to 10,000, so that way I can then redeem this. Because otherwise, if you were to buy this 10 times, you're going to pay 15,000 silver planes. Whereas this way, you're only paying 10,000 silver planes. So I recommend people start like looking at unlocking the one gold plane when you're at like, I would say about 30,000 silver planes total in your account. That might be a good time that you could feel comfortable doing that, but it also depends upon like how often you play. You know, typically you need to make about like 20,000, like almost 21,000 silver planes a week and more, because you're probably paying for tower managers too. But 21,000 silver planes to afford the gold planes. Again, I always use the tower managers. I don't necessarily use all of them, but I'm always using the approach manager at a minimum. I just like having the planes automatically land, even if I'm not paying attention. So that is very key to my gameplay, and I recommend that to everybody because I think it's easy to assign the stands yourself. For me, it's pretty easy. I think it's pretty easy to assign stands manually. Now, when I'm on my main account where I have I think I'm at 3.1 million now. I'm at 3.1 million silver planes. I use all 4 tower managers at max speed because I have so much. But when I'm on this account, you'll see I'm not using all the tower managers. Typically, I probably even wouldn't use the departure manager, but I'm using it here because if we look at the 2D map, like sometimes this queue can get really long. And then also what happens now, and this is I think my latest video that came out on YouTube, but what happens now is that these planes, you see this A343 GTHZ, it's not on my radar. It should be somewhere over here, right? So we're going to look at my airplanes, GTHZ. Oh, you don't see call signs on here. But what was it? A343? No, A343 is here. Now, this plane is about to take off. And once this plane takes off, now it's taking off. Now it's going to be on the radar. We're going to go to my airplanes, and here it is right there. So that's a new thing with this 3.0 update. Is that the planes don't leave your airport until you have them, until they take off, until that takeoff button is pressed. So the departure manager will press that button for you essentially, so you don't have to worry about it. No worries though, if you do back out of the airport, these other planes that haven't departed yet, they will still depart your airport, but on a little bit of a delay. So sometimes, like, if you have a really long queue out here, some of your planes may have already departed. Actually, last stream, it's kind of funny. Last stream, we had a plane that was still waiting to take off that already reached the other player at their airport. So sometimes it might be a good idea to still back out and go to the main menu. But just something to keep in mind when you're playing World of Airports now with the departure manager. What do I want to see in the next update? So my biggest feature request right now is I really want to see an option to disable certain sizes. I want to click on this A down here and maybe hit disable, right? Hit B and hit disable. Hit C, disable. Hit D, disable, right? I want to be able to disable specific stand sizes on each of these stands. I think that's going to be that would be a great feature. That would solve a lot of complaints in a lot of ways. You know, with the departure manager not being able to like prioritize certain planes, with the arrival manager. I think that would just solve a lot of complaints that I'm seeing, and also my own complaints about the departure manager being used, and like G planes not being able to be parked for an extended period of time. So that is one of the things I want to see. Now, along with that, I just want to clarify, you still have to purchase the D stand and all the stands before it. Even if it is disabled, you still have to purchase it. You just disable one of these stands so you can have no B planes landing in stand 320. So that is one of the features I'm really like rooting for. I would really love to see it in the game soon, especially since all of our stands, or the majority of our stands, are multi-gates, right? So they support multiple plane sizes. I think being able to disable them, at least for gaming purposes, is going to be important. I think another thing too is I would like them to maybe re-explore the D planes. You know, I think I saw somewhere, I think it was on Facebook. Yeah, I saw on Facebook, like for example at Leipzig, you have 757s can still park at the Leipzig passenger stands with jet bridges, right? Which are currently maxed out at seaplanes. So I would like to see like airports updated in that way, where we can have more D plane stands. Like I'm happy with San Diego, because San Diego, which we went to last week. So if you look at last week's stream, we played San Diego, and I was pleasantly surprised because San Diego has they have their where the X and L planes used to be, which are, you know, D, E, and F planes now. So that's cool. But also in the main area, the main passenger areas where there was only medium planes, there are a few D stands that you can unlock there as well. So I want to see more of that in other airports where we can still use D planes in certain stands. It doesn't have to be all of them, but a few more of them, you know, maybe one or two here or there, just to kind of make my 752s a little bit more useful again. You know, I have so many of them, and I know some of you guys already sold them, sold your 752s, but I think that would be a positive change that I would like to see. WoA needs to add a free play game mode where you have all the stands of all the airports for free to test them out for a bit. But then what would be the point of playing the airport? What's up, Tanmay? Brian, thank you for the compliment. What should I do if my only source of silver planes is from the daily redeems? Then you gotta wait 100 days. Right? 100 gold planes, 100 days, or 100 silver planes, 100 days is 10,000 silver planes. You gotta wait 100 days. Or if you watch the ad, you only have to wait 50 days. Is the delay 10 minutes, Ultra? I haven't calculated it, and I estimated it to be like 3 to 5 minutes, not necessarily 10 minutes. But I also never like sat down and like waited. But thank you for that info. Thank you for the info. Voitanda would disable the blocked F stands at IAD. Yes. You guys want to disable stands too. Nice. What do you think about implementing Russian planes? I have no opinion. It doesn't matter to me. But I do know that Russian airlines and Russian planes will not come to the game until the conflict in Ukraine is resolved. And that is not a developer decision. It's something that's forced upon them. You get confused with A, B, C, D, E, F, G planes for small, medium, large, and X. I get it. Yeah, it's a little bit different. I still kind of refer them to small, medium, large, and X, but I gotta correct myself because like I understand that there's some players who are just starting now in 3.0, so they will never know what an S plane is, right? Unless they look at like my old videos and things. But like for them, if we talk S planes, they're like, "What the heck are you talking about?" So I kind of have to kind of pivot to the new language. ASB, you're gonna wait 50 days to get 10 gold planes? Nice. What is the best D plane? So what are the D planes, right? We're gonna go right here. Look at the D planes. So you got a 752. You got the A306. You got the A30, A30BF, the AN12, 762, 762F, and the rest of the 767 series. You got the C17 and a DH64. So I mean, I guess best really depends on like what are you looking for, right? Best, like cheapest, is the 752, right? And a 752 can actually make more money than the A306 on some flights. So, but actually, can it? I gotta rethink about that, because I don't really have an A306 flying from Washington to, from Washington IAD to like LHR. And I know a 752 from Washington to LHR is going to make me like $2,500. A306 might make me $3,000 maybe, I think it is. So that's cool. 752 also hasn't been updated in price nor in graphics. So you can get the plane. I forget how many gold planes it costs, but it's cheaper in gold planes. A306 is not too bad at 16 gold planes either, but especially compared to the 762s, 767s, which are like in the 30s for gold planes, right? C17 is I think it's a great cargo plane, very underrated, especially for 17 gold planes. I like the C17. I just don't think there's a lot of destinations it can go to. Let's actually take a look. So we're here at LHR, and it can only go. It can't even go to Muscat. Can it go to Washington? It can't even go to Washington. So maybe that's the reason why it's underrated, because there's not a lot of like destinations it can go to. But for 17 gold planes, you really can't go too wrong with that. Wasn't Concorde the best? Concorde will always be the best. The best part about the Concorde though is its travel time. The travel time is like 3 times as fast as any other plane. So that's why I accept Concordes on this account, my stream only account, for free. Whereas all the other planes that you guys request, you have to pay for a contract. It's not paying real money. It's paying Phat Coins. You get Phat Coins for watching the stream on Twitch. But all the other planes you have to pay for, or all the other contracts you have to pay for. Which actually, let me check. It's been like a while since I checked for. Good, no contracts coming in. Which is why I let you guys send me Concords for free, because that travel time is just so fast. Let's actually look at the radar. Let's see if we have any Concords coming in. So these are all my favorited planes. We have the Concorde, which left my airport at 12:30, and it's getting back to Laugh Lots at 1:06. Pretty quick, pretty fast. Compared that to another LHR IAD, which left my airport at 11:30 and is getting to the airport at 1:14. So not only did this plane leave an hour earlier than the Concorde, it's arriving 8 minutes later. So that's one of the greatest parts about the Concorde, is like its speed. So especially when we're doing like a stream only account like this account is, it's very useful to have a Concorde coming in, because we can get multiple handlings, whereas like that A388, we could get one handling in, maybe 2 if it's an extended stream, but I really don't do a lot of like those really long extended streams unless there's a special reason for it, right? All right, see you later, Ultra. Dang, I'm too late. think Mate to Move's gonna land. Oh, I lied. Vince, what are you having a problem with? Can anyone send me planes at my Muscat? Yeah, sometimes you'll have luck here in the chat. I know I typically recommend you make a post on the contract board, and if your post is over like 7 days old or something like that, make another comment on your post saying that you're still looking or you're still active, you know, something like that, because once a post starts to age out, people aren't sure if you're still actively playing, right? So you go back to your post on the Phat Airline. Let me show you. We'll go to the Phat Airlines player contracts, right? So here are all the people who are looking for contracts on in the Phat Airlines Discord, right? Is this the Phat Airlines Discord? No, this is the World Airports Discord. So we'll go to Phat Airlines Discord, for example. We go to contract board. So you got like all these people, you have different tags as well, so you can look at the tags, but you can look in here and like sometimes, you know, I'll keep scrolling. Like let's say I'm looking to send a plane to Muscat, right? Because you're looking for a plane to Muscat. So let me go back to the top here. Oh, I handled my first 77 WF. Nice. So I'm gonna filter to Muscat, right? We're gonna show the post for Muscat. You got TK. So I just keep scrolling and I look to see who's looking for a plane to Muscat. And now I'm getting down to here, like to Harold, who made a post, you know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago almost. And there's been no activity here since April 3rd. So do I know, like, is Harold still active? Is Harold still playing? So if Harold was just to make a comment here saying, hey, I'm still looking, that actually not only does that move his post to the top, but it also lets anybody who's looking at the contract board know, especially like if I've already sent, you know, David Elio and Fossilicius the 7th. I sent all these people planes already, and I'm working my way down the list. I look at this and I'm like, I don't even know if this guy is active anymore. So that's a good way to kind of keep it updated. Don't spam, you know, so we will notice if you're bumping your post way too often. So don't do that, please. We don't like spam. I don't want to ban you for that. I would hate to do that, but I will do it. Can a Concorde go between Prague and LHR? I think it can, yeah. The hardest part though is finding somebody who would who was that? That was Aristan at WoA said, I wish someone would send me a Concorde. You just spam it between Prague and LHR. You just gotta find somebody who's actually playing a lot of LHR or a lot of Prague. Or you're probably one of those two airports. Which plane do you save for now at IAD? You have an A21NX and a 752. I'd probably go with like a save up for like the A388. You know, A388 is still also not updated in gold plane price, right? So it's actually cheaper than a lot of the E planes that are in the store right now. So maybe save up for the A388 or the 748, right? One of those F planes. Cargo planes are also really, really good. I know you're not at a cargo airport yet, but if you get a cargo planes in general, I think give you more XP. So that could help you out as well. And, you know, utilize a stand that's not being utilized as much right now. You know, especially when you're not getting player contracts. There are not a lot of contracts that you get from like these from the local contracts or regional or international. There's not a lot of them that you get that are cargo, and if you do, it's very rare, unless you're at a cargo airport, or GRU seems to get a lot of cargo too. But there's certain airports that may get a lot more cargo, but cargo might be a good idea to unlock next. Does giving updates about level and slots available count as bumping it up? Yeah, I mean that's a good way to kind of update your post without spamming, right? That's like say, hey, look, it's letting us know, hey, you're still active, Like, I mean, look at how many posts this post here from TK has. 485. That's incredible, man. 175 here for Storm Giant. So, right, we're gonna look through here. This right here, this is fine. Granted, it is like every hour, so that's like maybe a problem, but they're giving updates on what's happening in their airport and essentially letting us know, hey, I'm still active here. I'm still active here. I'm still active here. I'm still active, guys. Send me planes, you know. And then we get down. I'm gonna get down to the bottom, and at the bottom here, they already reached max level, so they're no longer looking. So in this case, I would say, you know, they probably should like edit their opening post, but that's completely fine. You know, that is fine to me. That's how you're gonna get more contracts from the contract board. You know, if you keep people updated, and like if I see this post and I'm over here when he was level 30 and I saw like he was reaching levels constantly, I'm like, man, I need to send this guy a plane because I'm going to be getting my plane back. You know, not only does he say he's a daily player in the main post, but he's kind of proving it by, you know, sharing his levels. So yeah, that is fine, I think. Check my radar for a Concorde coming in. Let's go. Let's see, hearted planes. Here we go. Oh, 34 minutes. Nice. I'll be able to handle that too today. So that's nice. Yeah, I'm going to extend these tower managers. I don't really want the delivery manager on. So what we got? We got an hour. How many planes do I have to land? 106. So we got plenty of planes. And we'll add an hour here. After the hour, I need to go. We got family coming over today, so gotta end on time. Yeah, contract chat is also a good place, but contract chat gets lost. So there's also a contract chat right down here where you can like have conversation about it. The only problem with it, like right here, when we look at this guy, you know, in a couple hours, this post could be like all the way up here, right? So it can be gone really quickly. But especially if there's people active in that chat, that might be a good place to kind of just ask and talk about it. Especially if you have like one plane to give away, like who wants this plane? You know, that's a place for it. How high does F planes go for Wallers? For price or for like per flight? For flights, I've seen F planes get like 16,500 at most, I think. Is there any way to get more silver planes? Handle more planes is the best way. That's the only way. Handle more planes. Silver planes are just are a direct reward of you playing the game, right? So the more planes that you handle, the more silver planes you're gonna get. How do you get that notification if someone handled your plane? It's automatic. I wish I could turn it off. I wish I never got them actually, but I mean, I guess it's fine. How often do you plan on playing Sydney? It's more like once a week, maybe. Like right now, my priorities are GRU, or for my main account. So my priorities for my main account are GRU, LHR, IAD, BKK. Those 4 airports I try to play every single day. That's a lot of airports for daily play. Considering that I have about 200 contracts at GRU, I have about 1,000 contracts at LHR, I have like 600 contracts at IAD, and I want to say about 500 at BKK. So that's a lot of contracts, a lot of time. Especially if everybody decides to handle their planes at once, or if I, God forbid, I skip a day, then it's a very long time I spend at each of those airports. Then after that, I'm playing Prague a lot more. So I'm playing Prague, I'm playing Muscat and Leipzig. Those are airports that I'm playing like in between those other main airports. Not quite daily, but not quite more frequently than the other ones. Nagoya, Sydney, New Orleans, Those three airports I'm like playing maybe once or twice a week, not too frequently. San Diego, Bari, Innsbruck, I don't play at all right now. That might change because like I got levels to go, and I really like leveling up airports. That is fun to me as well. So I might add those airports back into the mix. But first I want to reach max level at GRU, and then my big hubs, I can't just cancel. I can't just quit playing those airports either. Which one's better, the 77 LF or the 748F? I think most people go for the 77 LF. ST said, just prioritize 3 to 4 S stands or C stands first, and then maybe unlock the E stands at Bari. That makes sense nowadays, because right, you have to unlock the smaller sizes on your stands. So I think it makes sense to unlock C and then build your way up to getting the E, the D or E, you know, at Bari. It's going to be a little bit different now because you have to unlock the smaller sizes. What did you say about playing Sydney on Mini? What are you talking about, Mini? I was talking about my main account. Oh, maybe that's a typo for main. So Sydney is more like once or twice a week. It's not quite an airport that I'm ignoring, but it's not an airport that I'm playing daily, and it's not one of the airports that I play to kind of differentiate things. So like my first priority, GRU, IAD, LHR, BKK. Those are my top priority airports. My second priority airports right now are Prague, Muscat, Leipzig. Prague, Leipzig, Muscat. Yeah, Prague, Muscat, Leipzig. So those are my like next priority. Those are like, I would say, second priority. Third priority is like Sydney, St. Martin. What's the other airports? MSY. Nagoya. It's like kind of like maybe once a week, if that. Yeah, but once I start playing Sydney on Phat Air, like, so I did unlock Sydney on Phat Airlines, but I haven't like unlocked it. Like I haven't opened it up yet. So I do know like once I start playing Sydney Airport on Phat Airlines, that airport will be like a main airport for Phat Airlines until I unlock the next airport. So if you're looking for like a more active Sydney, you're probably better off like canceling it from my main account and sending it to Phat Airlines instead. If you're looking for a more active, even though on Phat Airlines, I don't play Phat Airlines, my free to play account, every single day. On Phat Airlines, I play that account maybe 3 or 4 times a week. You know, it depends on my mood and depends on like what kind of work I'm doing, right? Sometimes I'm working on some really brain intensive things, so I'm only playing World of Airports on one device, and other days I'm just like watching YouTube and chilling, so I'm playing World of Airports on 2 devices. I've even played World of Airports on 3 devices before, but that doesn't happen often. So for Bari, I mean, Bari, you really want to see if you can get some player contracts. Oh, by the way, speaking of player contracts, I am going to update the phatairlines.com contracts to be every 2 weeks. I know at first we released it was weekly contracts, but I have to update it so that way it's every 2 weeks now. In the past, 3 months of me doing contracts, it's been impossible for me to get all the contract requests completed in 1 week because time zones and different people playing. Some people don't play every single day. So even though I send them an email saying that I sent them a request and I need them to accept the plane as soon as possible, sometimes they're taking 2, 3, 4. Somebody took 5 days to accept the plane. So that's another thing I might end up doing, is putting in like a time limit for those requests. So if it's taking longer than 2 days for the request to be accepted, I'm just going to cancel it. But for now, I just got to change it where I can't do it weekly. It has to be every other week, because we're spending a lot of time trying to, send out these contracts, and then people are asking about, hey, when's the next email coming out? And I have to explain to them, look, I'm still working on the last one. So we're gonna update the Phat Airlines newsletter, so that way, that's the way. But I still want to give you guys like World Airports updates in the email. So we're gonna create something else, maybe like a giveaway or something like that. So that way we could still kind of give away some planes, like maybe, the first 100 people who reply back to an email get entered to win a Concorde, or I buy 5 Concordes and they get entered to win it, something like that. So if you're not part of the email newsletter already, you could sign up on phatairlines.com. That's where we send out contracts and just Phat Airlines news and World of Airports news. So thank you guys for the support. I'm sorry that we're going to have to change it, but I think it's for the best, because just so many contracts that have to go out, and then so much time taken for people to accept the contracts. So it has to happen. So yeah, one of the things that you could do to get more contracts, sign up for the phatairlines.com newsletter. A lot of the plane contracts that I send out through that newsletter come from like LHR, Leipzig. It's not going to come from Prague anytime soon, because I'm broke at Prague now. But like LHR and Leipzig, I got millions of wallers, so I buy a lot of planes there. I have some contract capacity there too. So, and those small planes can go to Bari. Muscat, I think I can do another contract from there soon. I just don't have, I haven't hit like 5 million again yet, because there's a lot of contract requests. So and then I think, I don't know what I know what the next email that's going to go out is actually for a CRJ2F. We're going to be sending that out from Leipzig because I have so much passenger planes at Leipzig that I'm spending more time handling passenger planes at Leipzig than I am spending time handling cargo planes. So the next giveaway that's going to go out on Monday or Tuesday is going to be for a CRJ2F from my Leipzig, and I'm pretty sure that can go to LHR, to Bari, maybe even to Prague, but the email will tell you all the airports you can go to, so you have nothing to, you don't even have to think about it. All you have to do is read it, reply back with your username and what airport you want it to, and then I reply back when it's been sent. Also, we're gonna get Hammy probably back on and some other people to do some more contract giveaways, because that was fun. Have I been watching football, Major League Soccer? Yeah. I only watch New York City Football Club. I don't really watch the other teams. Yeah, Aristan. So that's said. I registered for the Phat Airlines contract and the website. It's been a week and I've got no email at all. That's exactly what I was talking about just now, man. You know how I'm still I finished working on like the last contract email last night. Like last night, I finally got through all the emails. And now, because we got through all the emails, now I can send out another contract. So they're supposed to be weekly, but that hasn't happened for at least 2 months now, you know? So we're changing it so it's every 2 weeks you get an email. But I'm gonna, put in a new feature, a new email in there. So that way, instead of like a guaranteed contract, we can do a giveaway, so that way, we have giveaways on Discord, for example. This way, all you gotta do is reply back to the giveaway email, and then we'll do a random roll. I might even do the roll on stream so you can see, you could see how random it is. We randomly select a winner, or how many winners there are gonna be. We select them all, and then That way, you're still getting updates about World of Airports, about Phat Airlines, and you're still getting a chance to get more airplanes. Plus, that'll let me give you some bigger airplanes as well. Because right now it's only like A, B, and C planes. You know, actually, I don't even have an A plane unlocked, so it's only B and C planes. So I have 3 accounts. My username on my main account is the Phat Rican, ThePhatrican. That's the account that I play every single day. Like almost without fail, I'm playing that account every day. I have a second account which is free to play. That account I play maybe 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, but about 3 to 4 times a week. That is Phat Airlines, PHAT space Airlines, AIRLINES, Phat Airlines. And then I have my third account, which is this account that you're seeing on the stream right now. It's Phat Empire, PHAT space EMPIRE, and this is my stream only account. For most players, like, you do have to pay to get a contract to this airport or to get a contract from me. It's not paying real life money. That doesn't work here. It's something called Phat Coins that you can use on Twitch. So you have to be watching on Twitch. You get Phat Coins and you pay those in order to get your plane to get your contract accepted on this account. But for most players, sending it to my main account is exactly what you want to do. You know, this account, this Phat Empire account, I only play on stream, and I only stream right now every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So not ideal for many players. Most of the players that we have contracts with are, well, they tend to be the players that have bigger fleets, so they don't really mind if they only see their plane once a week or less. Because, you know, I can only play one airport at a time. And like, for example, today, I'm only playing LHR today on stream, right? So I have other airports. I have Innsbruck, I have Bari, I have Prague, I have San Diego. So all 4 of those airports are not being touched today. And that means all my contract planes that are at those airports also are not being handled today. So it's not once a week, it's actually less. You feel like GRU being added overshadowed the CRJ remodel? I mean, you got GRU being added, you got 3.0, and you got the remodel, all of that. Yeah, so all of that easy to overshadow a remodel for sure. QJ, also, if you guys also aren't getting the contract emails, the last one we sent was 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna send another one on Monday. I also try to make an announcement post in the Phat Airlines Discord on the Phat Airlines announcements saying that the email went out or it's coming out. So if about like 24 hours after that, because I don't send all the emails out at once, I send them about every 30 minutes. About another like 100 people get an email every 30 minutes. So if you don't get an email within 24 hours currently, after that that announcement goes out on Discord, then you might want to sign back up, or you can even sign back up today on the website, because some people I noticed have unsubscribed from the email and they don't even know it. And legally, if you unsubscribe from the email, I cannot send you an email. That is how my emails get into spam, and I am not a spammer. So if you unsubscribe from my email, I am not sending you emails. So some of you guys don't even know you unsubscribed from the email, and you're like, why didn't I get the email? And I'm like, bro, you unsubscribed. You're like, I didn't unsubscribe. I'm like, yes, you did, and that's why you're not getting the email. So I have it set up that if you re-sign back up with the same email, it'll resubscribe you to the Phat Airlines newsletter. It'll turn off your request to unsubscribe from the email newsletter. So you could try that out now, so that way you can make sure you get the next contract email. you don't have to wait until Monday or Tuesday. Alternatively, you could wait until Monday or Tuesday, see if you potentially unsubscribed and then resubscribe. The only problem with waiting is that you probably won't get the next email, the next contract until another 1 or 2 weeks. See you later, Vince. Please handle in. No thanks. You need it for the new levels at Muscat? That's true. Maybe next week we'll do some Innsbruck. Yeah, why not? Why not? So yeah, you know how earlier I was talking about the confirm and purchase button here? Very like easy. Like, so I'm gonna confirm and purchase here, but like a lot of people want, because we're talking about World of Airport suggestions here, a lot of people want to see where, if this stand right here is available and it's a confirm and purchase, some people, and I think I agree with them, especially in a new airport when wallers are not like abundant, they want another like confirmation after this. It should be confirm, or it should be purchase and then confirm, not both at the same time, because this is confirm, right? This is confirm and purchase, so you're doing both at the same time. It takes your wallers away right away and it assigns the gate. Very nice for like established airports, but like if you're not paying super close attention and you're in a new airport especially, that could feel really bad when all of a sudden you're out, in this case 18,000 wallers. Oh, so QJ, what you could do if you don't have time and you want to like stop getting the emails about the week, you could just reply back saying, hey, because like what happens with my emails is my emails will keep going out to you, like I think up to 7 days. So if you open the email, then you'll get another email about like 48 hours later if you don't reply. But once you reply to the email, you're gonna stop getting at least that week's email chain, right? So you can reply back saying, hey, not interested, and then you'll stop getting the maybe I'll put that in the email as well. If you not interested, you can reply back not interested. So that makes sense actually. So I'll add that to the email newsletter. But yeah, you can reply back not interested, or can't, I'm away, whatever you want to put. Not just the plane that you want, not just the request, and you'll stop getting the emails for that week. You won't unsubscribe, because if you unsubscribe, you're unsubscribing forever. So maybe that's what happened. What plane should you aim for after getting the A21NX? I don't know. I mean, there's some good B planes. You could get like the E175. That's a really solid B plane, right? Some long range, and it hasn't been jacked up in gold plane price yet. You could get A380, an F plane, also not jacked up in gold plane price. 744, not jacked up in price. You can get some of the Boeing seaplanes, the B738, for example, or the B38M if you want something with range. That's another plane you could get. So there's quite a few options. You could get some cargo planes as well. I don't know which cargo plane, maybe 77 LF, but that one is high in gold plane price. So, a few options for you. See you later, educate, learn. I am not landing this plane today. I'm not giving away this plane. I'm prioritizing all the other contracted planes that we have. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna turn off the order because we're starting to get some non-player planes landed, and I don't like that. So I'm having the approach manager I turned off the arrival sequence. So what that'll do is it'll still prefer favorite airplanes because that's how I have it checked. I have it turned on, but it'll also land planes in the order they were assigned. So we might get a few like of the smaller planes, the B planes, to land next, but for the most part, a lot of the player planes should be landing next. We'll see. We got some contract requests. We got an L plane from Voitando. Is David Elio a renewal? I'm pretty sure. I know David knows the rules. Yeah, Hemi doesn't cancel contracts. Yeah, I know. There's only certain scenarios where I cancel contracts. For example, like this this Airbus pack, right? If I have one of these two planes going to you, and I don't receive it back, I'm probably gonna cancel it because these are like limited planes, right? These two, I'm not gonna be as strict, or I'm not going to keep track of it on these two versions, but for these two versions I'm going to keep track and like keep an eye on it. You know, not only that, but like the A388 is redeemed at my GRU, which is an airport that I'm actively trying to level up. I'm trying to reach max level, so that way when the next airport comes out, whenever it comes out, we have no clue what the next airport is. There's no reason to believe that next airport is going to come out soon, but I like to be prepared. Especially since I like to stream the new airport when it first comes out. So for me, it's very important for me to get to that max level as soon as possible. So yeah, that's when I cancel a contract. But even like my other planes, I don't really cancel contracts. Same thing with these two planes. I haven't assigned these planes any airport yet, but I know when I do assign these planes an airport, that I'll be keeping an eye on them to make sure that they come back, because they're limited. You know, they're limited edition. Now, once let's say a year passes by and then I have 12 of those A388s, then like it won't be a big deal. But until then, it's something I'm keeping an eye on. DJ, you're saving up for the 77 LF. That's not a bad idea, man. It is a lot of gold planes though, right? So you might want to. There might be other planes that you could get more bang for your buck, because the other planes that I mentioned that haven't had their prices raised, those will eventually have their prices raised, right? So, and I don't think the 77 LF is going to have another price increase anytime soon. At least not until those other planes that haven't had their price increase in price, right? So I would think about those other planes that don't have a price increase yet. Oh, Jamal France, what is your username? And did you send me a plane? Oh, you sent a 38M to Phat Empire to replace the 752? That's fine, man. A C plane for a D plane. I get it though, right? 752 at what airport was it? Was it Washington? Could be tough. Yo, what's up, Easy? Easy said, I'm playing Schedule 1, so damn fun. This game has messed up on my towers. I've been trying to play both accounts in years. What schedule is... Oh... Is that the weed game? I've been watching people play it. It looks like fun. Actually, you know, Sloppy gave me a few other like suggestions of games I could play too. I was thinking about like the RuneScape Dragon Wilds, I think it's called, the new RuneScape game that came out. It's like a survival game. So I'm thinking about buying and playing that, but I wouldn't play it on Phat Airlines. I would play it on the Phat Recon. I would keep Phat Airlines to all like aviation related games, just to kind of like keep it like on brand essentially. But yeah, I've seen some good things about that game. Nice to hear from you, man. What airport should I save for after I bought sand with gold planes? I don't typically recommend unlocking airports for gold planes because you can unlock them all for free, right? You could just play through the previous airport in the list, and you can get to the next airport. Like that's what we're doing here at LHR. Because once we reach level 81 at LHR, we'll unlock Sydney. Then once we get to a high level at Sydney, then we unlock BKK, and then we unlock MSY, then we unlock GRU, right? So there's a free path to unlocking an airport, whereas with your gold planes, there's a lot of things that you can't unlock for free that you could spend your gold planes on, right? So you have your premium passes, you have airplane models to unlock, you have certain liveries that you can only buy with gold planes. Some of the liveries you can get for free with the free pass on different airports, or with the premium pass in different airports. So yeah, that's always my first statement whenever somebody comes in asking about what airport should they unlock. I don't typically recommend it, all right? But I still want to help you out because you might want to have your own reason. You probably, if you buy your own gold planes, then fine, it makes sense to go ahead and unlock airports so you have more different airports to play, right? So St. Martin's a cool option, but St. Martin is quite a grind, right? St. Martin is a cool option because I think it's like 4 gold planes. It's really cheap, but it's a grind, right? And the cool thing after St. Martin, though, is that's when you unlock LHR. So once you grind through St. Martin and unlock LHR after that, it's a really fun airport, LHR, and LHR is a great airport as well. So if you're not interested in grinding St. Martin, or you're okay with spending more gold planes, LHR is a solid airport. You can handle a lot of planes at once, a ton of stands. The premium pass does help in LHR, but LHR really is where I'm making a ton of silver planes every single week on my free-to-play account, especially. Another airport that you might want to consider unlocking is BKK now. I wasn't recommending BKK for a little bit because there wasn't a lot of airports after it, but now at BKK, you get, after you finish BKK, you unlock MSY, and then after you finish MSY, you unlock GRU. So that's really cool because once you finish those airports, you have something else to play afterwards. Eventually, I probably will recommend GRU, but I'm not recommending it right now to unlock because it's great because you get to catch up to the latest list of airports, and you get to like live with the hype of unlocking the next airport. But right now there is no next airport. So if you were to unlock GRU and let's say World of Airports never gets another update again, what's the point? You're not unlocking anything else, right? So right now, I'm not recommending you unlock. I usually never recommend you unlock the latest airport. If you really want to get the latest airport, fine, but you're typically better off unlocking the previous airport. So at least you have you can get 2 airports with the price of 1, or more. So St. Martin, LHR, BKK. Yeah, and then if you want to like be somewhere in the middle, you already unlocked San Diego. I probably wouldn't recommend San Diego. I would probably recommend Muscat more than San Diego because Muscat is another airport where you can kind of level up quickly because you can handle a lot of larger planes, and you get Leipzig right after Muscat. So I would say St. Martin is great because of its price. It's only 4 gold planes, but it is a grind. The good thing though is you get to work on that later airport. So you could work on Innsbruck and you could work on St. Martin at the same time. And then you can unlock airports consistently. Some newer airports and some of the older airports, classic airports. So but yeah, back to what I started with. I don't typically recommend unlocking airports. I would say use your gold planes on something that you can't get for free. That's always my preference. Stop talking about Caribbean. How about you stop talking, bro? Gosh, you getting annoying. ASB is 11 levels away from getting barred in your free-to-play account. Nice. That's it's such a grind at Innsbruck, man. It's such a grind. Easy, still playing WoA, but not as much. So if you or Hammy wants your planes back, you two can cancel so other people have them. Nah, it's no problem. I know eventually I might get to the point where like I'm at contract capacity, so I might have to like keep an eye on it. So I might do that, but I'm not at that point yet. I'm still able to like add more contract capacity faster than the rate that I'm adding new contracts. I'm doing a lot of my contracts from like either canceled contract planes, then I'm doing those as giveaways, or sometimes what's the other way? Yeah, usually it's canceled contract planes is what I'm resending out as new contracts, like to VIPs or as a giveaway. And then I'm also saving a lot of contract capacity for my emails. Yo, what's up, February? February's level 38 at St. Martin. I'm suffering help. Yeah, at St. Martin. Actually, St. Martin might be a little bit better now than it was before. Because at St. Martin, you have the shared stands available, right? Is that what they're called? Shared stands or combined stands? I think they're called combined, right? Combined stands. So at St. Martin, you know, there was 2 cargo gates that were only for cargo, right? But now you could use them for both cargo and for passenger. So that gives you 2 more stands that are typically empty at your airport. Like at least when I played St. Martin, those 2 stands were almost always empty. But that gives you 2 more stands that you can handle, you know, now I think medium planes. I forget what sizes are there because it's been a while since I played St. Martin. But I know that is a shared stand. So that's a combined stand. So you can handle both passengers and cargo at that stand. So that might help out a little bit to kind of at least handle more medium planes. Because that's what you got to do at St. Martin. You got to handle more small planes. Because that's what that airport's built for, small planes. But the real XP comes from medium and large and X planes. Well, X planes you can only really get if it's in your fleet. But the large and medium planes, which are, you know, C, D, and E planes, and F is X. So C, D, and E planes will get you to XP. So good luck, man. What device would be best to play WoA? I would probably just go with some of the newer devices, right? I play on an iPad Pro, and I also play on an iPhone 16 Pro. And I have no issues with lag. I mean, sometimes my phone will get hot, but I mean that'll happen if you're playing any game for a long period of time on your phone, anyways. But yeah, I think any of the newer devices should be fine. What's my favorite airport in WoA? It depends on the day. GRU, I'm having a lot of fun with right now, but it's hard for me to tell if I'm having fun with it because it's new and I'm leveling up, or if I'm having fun with it because I think it's going to be a great airport to play daily. So I have to figure that out still. LHR is up there, but the only, you know, same complaint as many other people. It's slower than it needs to be because there's one runway for landing and one runway for departures. So it's a little bit slower than it needs to be. But that's by design. I'm pretty sure that's how the airport is in real life for the most part. So that's how it is. But LHR is up there. And I think right now, those are the 2 airports that I'm really enjoying playing right now. IAD and BKK are also pretty cool. I just have to kind of get used to the whole 752s are D planes now. And then adjust my fleet and adjust my contracts. So that way I can have a better time playing. Jamal French, I got your name. Thank you, sir. But Jamal French, you gotta send me a plane. You gotta send it to me, man. If you meant for the plane to come go to you, I can refund you your points, but you have to buy the Phat plane contract if that's what you want. But you can get your points back, so that's no problem. I know 14 minutes ago you bought plane contract, so I'm gonna make sure you get we get your plane contract accepted. But if you meant for me to send you a contract, then what you need to do is you need to redeem the Phat plane contract. All right, so we went over the contract board, we went over the suggestions, we went over, okay. I think that is the main stuff I wanted to talk about. Okay, we got the giveaways, like we have a giveaway running, we have 4 giveaways running right now. Look, Riceless is giving away a Concorde to anybody who has GRU. And this ends in about 14 hours, it says. So if you join the Phat Airlines Discord and you have GRU, you can join that giveaway. That's pretty cool. Kamikaze is giving away an A388 from GRU to a suitable airport. So I think that's like Washington, maybe LHR, MSY perhaps. Those might be suitable airports. That's one area that we're going to improve, is that how do you know what's a suitable airport, right? Like, there's no easy reference out there that lets us know what's a suitable airport. So it's something that we have some solutions for already for certain airports. I just got to build it into the bot. Here's Fleeting Negligence giving away a BCS1 to Leipzig. So you have that. You have Fleeting Negligence giving away a BCS1 to Bari. So you can join those giveaways as well. So those are yep, those are the only giveaways that are active right now. All the other giveaways are inactive, are complete. So I do need to add another giveaway for Concorde. That's one thing I want to make sure I do every week, that anybody could win. Usually we have like over 100 participants in there, but still gives everybody an equal chance at winning that contract, which I love, because you know, some people, you know, there's no bias in there. Yo, what's up, Mert? You like to play LHR because you love this airport in real life? Nice. What's up, Frosty Kin? What's your username? I'll try to keep you in mind for next time we do giveaways. And also, you're in the Phat Airlines Discord, right? You're a VIP, so make sure you're in the Phat Airlines Discord. Make a post in the VIP contract requests, and what I'll do is, you know, I try to go through here maybe once a week and buy a few planes to send to my VIPs. So make a post in there if you don't have one already. Who does this, sending contract to strangers? There's a lot of people who do that, man. I mean, ultimately, it's all about just making sure you get the plane back, and then it's a nice little way to kind of just connect with people. Like, you get to see, like, oh, this person's hasn't been playing in a while. Like, for example, like, I'm glad Easy Nuts came into the chat again, because, like, I haven't seen his planes in a while. So, you know, of course, I'm thinking, hope he's okay. He must be like having a hard time or be busy at work. Apparently he's playing other games, which is fine too. You know, there's a couple other people who I haven't seen their planes in a very long time either. So it's like, all right, I have them on my mind, you know, in my prayers, making sure everything, you know, praying that everything is okay with them. And I did that even before, you know, I was streaming. I would connect with random people. But before I was streaming, you know, I didn't have as many like planes or contracts, and the game was a little bit different then too. So I would like pay attention to like making sure that we got progress done on my contracts, what's now called contracts. But now I don't really need to pay too much attention to yet. I might get to the point soon where I need to pay attention, but that's not today. That's it. I don't like people who ask for plane and then never ever handle them. There's a few people who did that, and they would like, I call them out for it, because like I had a couple people who would like beg in chat every single time for a plane, and then I would send them one eventually, and then they would never play like even on Saturday when I'm streaming, they still wouldn't handle my plane. It's like, come on, bro, like. And like those are the people that I pay attention to too, because like you're spamming me, you're begging me, like at least handle it, and you're not handling it. Like, come on, that is kind of a big nuisance. There was a couple people who did that to me, and you know now I like they're not necessarily on a blacklist, but they're also not getting a plane. You know, first chance I get. And you give some tips for Leipzig. Leipzig is going to be different. I mean, a lot of these airports, you kind of have to like unlock the A, B, and C stands, right? So with all these stands, you have to unlock the smaller sizes on those stands first. So it changes the way you have to play. For me, I'm prioritizing contracts with other players and contract capacity. So when I was playing a new airport, I'm unlocking the A stand and as many gates as I can. That way I can get extra contract capacity. So at first, what I'll probably end up doing is asking for a lot of passenger contracts at Leipzig, because those are the stands you have available in the beginning. You also have a few cargo stands available as well in the beginning, but not as many, right? So I would ask for a lot of passenger planes from other players, and then unlock, you know, the A stands elsewhere, so that way I can get more contracts in and more handling crew. Once you get those contracts in and handling crew, then you're going to get more wallers, and then you can start to upgrade those stands. That's probably what I would do. It worked for me in GRU, where I was able to unlock more contract capacity. Yeah, I had a lot of planes in the air waiting for it to land, but because I was able to handle those larger planes, the D, E, and F size planes, when you handle those D, E, and F planes, you're getting like 1 to like 3,000 wallers for each handling, which really helps you with upgrading your stands and buying equipment and doing things like that. But in the beginning, I had to, you know, handle small, mediums as much as possible. So I would also, you know, use the contracts that were given to me in the level up rewards. I would also use a lot of like close distance contracts. So when I got like a free plane from the premium pass, for example, into my fleet, I would send it to the closest destination it could, while still maxing out the capacity or the demand, right? The capacity of my airplane to the demand of the airport. So that way I'm getting the best bang for my buck, but also the plane is coming back quickly. So that's what I did on a new airport. As I keep unlocking new airports, I'm pretty sure that strategy will get more refined. But that's what I did at GRU. It worked out pretty fine. Prague, I was a little too late. I already unlocked the stands, so I didn't have to go through a lot of the unlocking of the new sizes at Prague as much as I did in GRU. Yeah, there's 3 cargo to the left of the passenger stands at Leipzig. But that's not the equivalent of the 10 passenger stands you get at Leipzig in the beginning, you know? It's always the people who beg, not gonna lie. It is though. That's why I tell people to not spam and not to beg. Because like you'll get your moment. And I mean, it's not it's a lot of work to get a plane on the ground, right? You have to buy the plane, then you have to get the plane landed, and then I have 66 planes waiting to land. So even if I did have this plane scheduled to land, I have to wait for 65 more planes to land now before this plane would land, right? And then I have to go into my fleet menu over here, go all the way to the end, and then configure this plane for whatever airport we're going to send it to. This one's already configured. I don't even know for what airport. Configure the plane for a specific airport. Make sure I'm getting the most profit as possible. And then wait for it to get to the stand. Once it gets to the stand, then I have to find that airport again. Say I know a player name. Type in your player name. And then I got to wait days sometimes for you to accept the plane. So yeah, it's quite a process to get a plane. It sounds so simple. Hey, Phat, can you send me a plane? Yeah, it's real easy, but it's not. Nice, Patty. Patty's doing a giveaway for a CRJ9 from LHR, so feel free to enter it. It'll end in half an hour. Nice. There's a lot of bugs happening right now. The game says the runway is occupied even though there's no plane landing, no plane taking off. There's no plane even on the runway. Is that at GRU? At GRU, I noticed that if the plane is waiting, sometimes the plane that is waiting to cross the runway is considered to be on the runway. So maybe that could be what's happening. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but yeah, that's what I've noticed. Can WoA add more airplanes? They're definitely going to add. I mean, they just added a bunch of new CRJs, right? So when they do remodels of planes, they add new planes. They added a 767 series with almost unannounced, right? That was just suddenly, here's a minor update and here are some new planes for you guys. So yeah, they're always adding new planes. They're updating the existing plane models as well. Yeah, they're always doing that. We didn't get a plane request from Stitches, so I'm going to go ahead and refund your points back. I love this angle, man. I love this this camera view. I'm so this camera view was another thing that was unannounced and unexpected, but really, really cool to see. At least for me, I really like seeing this. It's cool. You get to see the airport up close. I do wish we had a more free roam camera view, but I know that would also that would force the developers to how would I put this? That would force the developers to do make boundaries on their the 3D buildings that we see, whereas right now there are no boundaries on those buildings. So, for example, if you have let me see if we have planes. This plane is parking. Oh no, it's taxiing. Never mind. We have a plane that's at a stand. You're gonna clip through the walls if you're in this camera view. You can clip through the walls. So if they added a free roam camera, they would have to add boundaries on all the walls, which currently don't really exist. So that would be a really big undertaking for them, I believe. But I would really love a free roam camera. That'd be great for screenshot competitions, which we haven't seen a screenshot competition in a long time. We haven't seen really a lot of World of Airports gold plane giveaways on social media or anything. They used to do them almost every quarter, and I mean, I guess they've been busy with updates, which is good, right? We've seen a lot more updates lately, but I know a lot of you guys really want to see some gold planes too, right? So when you leave the airport and come back, planes disappear from waiting the runways. So anytime you exit the airport, all the planes that are taxiing are going to be gone from taxiing. So if the airplane is taxiing because they just landed, they're gonna have to land again. If the plane is taxiing because they're departing, then you don't have to push them back again. They will be taking off, but they will be taking off on a slight delay. So they will be heading off to your contract partner or to that map destination. They'll show up on your radar eventually in about anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. Some people tell me it's 3 minutes. Some people tell me it's 10 minutes. I don't know what the actual what the time is, but those planes that are departing and pushed back already and taxiing, they will show up on your radar in about 3 to 10 minutes on a delay when you back out of the airport. And then all the planes that are taxiing to their stand for arrivals, they're gonna have to land again. That's just how World of Airports. They don't save the position of taxiing planes. They only save the positions of parked planes and planes that have departed. You should check out St. Martin, land a CRJ-9 or a CRJ-X, and try to stand 1 at C1 at B or A. Those planes have different taxi with different type of stand. Gotcha. I'll keep an eye on that. I don't have St. Martin on this account, actually. Is there a screenshot competition which gives gold planes on the forum? Nice. Yeah, Hammy. Oh, that's not your Concorde literally just departed, Hammy. Is there a screenshot? There's a competition on the forum. Let's take a look. Where is that? There is a screenshot competition which gives gold planes in the forum. Let's find it. Let's find it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Concorde just departed. Patty, thanks for the follow. I'm surprised you weren't following already, man. Okay, what is taking so long? Do you want to send the Concorde to my IAD instead of Prague? I play them both, but IAD a little bit more frequent. I don't know, man. I'm not keeping tabs on my Concorde like that, so, and I don't usually like change contracts, like locations on my planes, because that's a hassle too. Because now I gotta wait for that plane to land. I gotta remember to send you the contract request. So sometimes changing an airport, like for one of your planes, will take me a week, because like there's a lot of things that have to happen for that. Ran by Horsepower Geek. I wonder, how does he give 3 gold planes? I need to talk to him. Alright, I don't know why the forum's not loading, but apparently there's a screenshot competition on the World of Airports forum, so check it out. If I find it, I'll post it in Phat Airlines Discord with a link. Probably tomorrow. Probably not. Definitely not today, because today I got a lot of family things happening. Yeah, Hammy, your plane's heading back already. Oh, you didn't have Twitch. Okay, you were following me on YouTube. I gotcha. Thanks for making an account on Twitch, man. When will you do a giveaway? On stream, it won't be for a while. I don't have the setup anymore to do a giveaway on stream that lets me do both YouTube and Twitch. I used to do giveaways on stream more frequently when it was just one platform at a time, but I don't have the proper setup. I don't know what the proper setup is for me to do a giveaway for both YouTube and Twitch to be involved. So yeah, don't know how to do that. And I did a couple giveaways before, but I had everybody go into the Discord, but that's also not ideal, because now I'm asking you to leave YouTube or leave Twitch and go into Discord. I'd much rather you guys stay here, watch me on stream, and just have to post something in the chat and be entered to win. So I haven't come up with a solution yet. Every once in a while I do direct everybody to the Discord, but like, I don't like doing that. You know, if I'm asking you to, send me an email, or if I'm asking you to be on stream, then the stuff that we're doing giveaways on should also be on stream. That's my opinion. If you're on Discord and we're doing a Discord giveaway, you should be on Discord, right? Not that you're on Twitch and now you have to also be on Discord. That's kind of unfair. As a viewer, like when I'm a viewer, it's like, oh, now this guy wants me to also join his Discord. Like now you almost like I don't like that as a viewer. I much rather just stay on Twitch. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Every once in a while I still have to do it. You know, I'll land a plane like the 788 that's been waiting all stream, and land it and then do a giveaway for it. But right now I'm putting a pause on that for a little bit until I figure out a better solution. They have a plane waiting at LHR on my main account. I can't play my main account while I'm streaming, but I will accept it eventually. I don't know if my day today is going to be pretty busy today, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to accept it today, but I will accept it, yes. What's up, AutoFan? Nice to see you, dude. He tells the devs the winning names and the devs award the players the gold planes. Alright, I gotta talk to Kuba. Because in a couple of weeks, we're gonna officially announce our call sign competition for GRU. It's not officially announced yet, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because like ultimately, we're all buying planes anyways. But in a couple of weeks, we're gonna announce, like officially announce, like the start date or an end date for the call sign competition, where we're gonna look for the best call signs at GRU Airport. Whoever has the best call sign will get some rewards. So if I can reward some gold planes with that, that would be pretty cool. Twitch is not your video platform. I like YouTube much easier. Yeah, exactly. See, so like Christopher, if I were to tell you, oh, if you want to enter this giveaway, you got to be on Twitch. Like that would stink for you, or for everybody who's on Twitch. I say, oh no, to join this giveaway, you have to chat on YouTube. So I want something that's gonna like kind of bring everybody together. So that way, no matter where you're at, it works. But that's a big obstacle I'm running into. The jets were not taking off at San Diego? That's crazy. Alright, we got 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. We still have 54 planes waiting to land. That is incredible. Alright. We're going to go through this list here, see if there's any... A lot of these are at 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, guys. The good news, though, is all those planes that are at 0 out of 10... as long as I don't set up the arrival sequence again, which I probably will on the next stream, because I always like having the X planes land. But when I turn that off, these planes are already assigned a gate, a stand, so they're gonna have priority landing, which is gonna be really good. This one gets favorited. That's at 8 out of 10. What else we got? 5 out of 10. 1. Yeah, so that's the good news for all you guys who are still gonna be waiting for a handling on your plane. At least they are already assigned a gate, so they'll be landing pretty early next time we're playing LHR. And right now, I think next time I'm probably play some Innsbruck and some Prague maybe. I think those are the two airports we'll play next week, unless something happens during the week that changes my mind. But we'll probably play those two airports. You joined a CRJ and Concord giveaway. Now you need to be lucky. Nice. Good luck, bro. Rick Rashid said, thanks for accepting all 15 planes to your IAD. Yeah, man. Thank you for all the planes. I don't mind them at all. But yeah, all right, guys. For me, this is... Look at this call sign. Look at that call sign. Anyways, yeah, for me, this is it for me for today. I thank you guys for joining. I know next week's stream is also going to end around the same time, so This week and next week are like really just like 3-hour streams, really kind of short, not extended. But unless something happens in the world of airport space, then we'll talk more about that. But for now, I want to thank you all for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. Thanks for all the support. Again, if you're not part of the PhatAirlines.com email newsletter, or if you haven't been getting them, make sure you sign up on PhatAirlines.com. Make sure you have a valid email in there, because on Monday or Tuesday this week, we will be sending out a new contract that everybody can receive as long as you reply back to the email with your username and with your airport. Free for all, free for everybody. So very nice, very great for all you guys, for especially you new players who might want another contract to get to your airport. I hope you guys have a fantastic Easter. Happy Easter. If you don't celebrate, happy weekend to all you guys. And thanks again. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic week. And I will see you guys next Saturday, if not sooner. All right, guys. Peace. Phat out.